Clickle roll. Awesome. Well, since we're starting a little late, I'm not going to vamp for too long waiting for people to come sign on live. And I should probably actually I'm not going to have the chat up. So I'll let you guys manage chat and talk to the chat people, all the lovely people in the chat rooms.
Will do.
By you guys, we mostly mean Dr. B.
Yeah. All right, so this is Clinical Role. It's a twice monthly D&D game where a bunch of nerdy psychologists, therapists who use D&D therapeutically come together to play a game for fun and to just show what we do. So before we jump back into the game, does anybody have announcements?
Oh, do we have any announcements? I didn't even think of announcements. We're gonna be at PAX West at the end of August. We're very excited for that. We may have a table at PAX West this year.
Ooh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we're working along with Uncle's Games, and they may be giving us a table outside of the Uncle's Games booth. So if you happen to be at PAX West this year and you want to come say hi to Game to Grow, you should totally go track us down. We're going to be right nearby the Juicy Cafe in the Uncle's Games room. You should come say hi.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're also
submitting a bunch of panels. So
that's true.
Yeah.
We're also looking at doing, it hasn't been officially scheduled yet, we're looking at doing an online webinar in a week or two about the use of role-playing games in specifically helping the autistic community with social skills development. So we're going to be working on that webinar. Looks like, hopefully, if everything gets scheduled and worked out, around the 28th, so a little over a week.
If you're interested, we will be announcing all that onto our mailing list, as well as on social media. So follow us on Twitter or Facebook, Game to Grow.
Nice.
And we'll announce all that when we have the actual dates.
All right.
To be in Dr. B. You've been everywhere.
You've been all over the
travel anymore.
You've been traveling.
Not a travel. You've been doing.
Boy, in the last 3 weeks, I have been at MomoCon in Atlanta. I was at DreamHack in Austin. I just got back from E3. In 4 days, Take This will be running a speed painting contest in the Seattle area at Mox Boarding House.
Cool.
We will be awarding a one-of-a-kind solid ebony dice vault with rainbow inlay made by our friends at Wormwood Gaming to the grand prize winner, and the winner will be judged by the studio team over at Privateer Press. You can go to Mox Boarding House, follow them on Twitter for details and a sign-up link. It's going to be a great fundraiser for Take This. And I will also be teaching, although in the distant future, in October, a one-day training on the therapeutic uses of role-playing games, and Dr. Megan is helping author that.
Yes. Doing lots of reading.
Yes, you are. Which book are you on right now?
I'm still on the same one. I got behind. So that is my goal of this week, is to finish 2 to 3 books. So. And see 30 clients and run a D&D group and run my How to Be a DM camp that's starting this week, because that's what I'm doing. And also next Sunday, I'm going to be a player on a game for RPG Labs celebrating Women of Tabletop Gaming Month. I get to play a level 18 monk, which I'm yeah. So it's the first time playing a character with triple digits of health, which is very exciting. So come and tune in for that.
Enjoy that. So monks at level 18 are stupid.
It's so much. I'm just looking at everything. I'm like, oh, I'm proficient in pretty much everything. This is awesome. Oh, look, I can run up walls.
That's level 9.
Yeah. Yeah. My thing with monks is I always think monks are better as a small character. So it's actually a halfling monk.
That's awesome.
It's not a quarterstaff. It's an 8th staff. All right. And then this is a ways off, but I am going to be at Gen Con. I'm going to be doing a panel on inclusion in gaming on Friday, and then also on women and how we can use gaming as a form of empowerment on Saturday. So tickets are available for both of those events still at Gen Con's website. So I will be tweeting out links to those as well. So follow me on Twitter at Megan's ID, and you can get all that lovely information. All right. Any other last alibis or anything?
I think that's it.
All right. So let's go ahead and jump back into this as soon as I get to my music here for that. Oh, before I do that, sorry. The last thing is all the music you're going to hear tonight comes from Tabletop Audio. They're awesome at making background sounds and audio loops that you can use in your tabletop games, both live streamed like this or just at home for fun. And then our stream is managed by I'm Sven, who, happy Father's Day too. He is actually behind this curtain managing all of this and making sure the stream looks good. So humongous thank you to him for that. And then any battle maps you will see tonight come from gozies.com, where you can get free battle maps, and they're awesome. So check that out as well. All right. Now, when last we left our heroes. All right. They had successfully beaten this seeming Mind Flayer Lich and gotten the Curse of the Undeath to end its reign on this continent that they're on. As they rested up the next morning, coming out, these strange forms fought them. They found that they were these gelatinous beings that somehow looked like people. They were moving around and imitating other people. It's a hard fight. Several people went down, but ultimately won. And they started making their way back to the river to make their way back to the city of Mabu. Making a raft to carry their things, and they're going to have Tweedledum and Jenkins tow the raft from shore so that they don't lose their dinosaurs. The party was ready to make their way back. During the times that they had been waiting, Immeral had a couple of visions, seemingly of places of comfort, but then also a strange vision involving cave and moonlight. And some of his meditations have not been as peaceful as he would like recently. Gragnold also had a vision of his former mentor sitting with him, talking to him about rebuilding their pack. And as we had left off, he had welcomed Immeral as a member of the Moonfang clan with a lovely howl, and that's where we will rejoin our heroes. So as a reminder, you haven't started on your river journey yet. You've just finished building this kind of bargee raft thing, and it's probably now like just getting to be morning of the day you're planning on taking off.
How tired is Immeral?
A little tired, not exhausted.
Okay.
But definitely not feeling like you got a good meditation, and you're actually very happy that you're not going to have to be forcing your way through a swamp today.
Yeah, that's right. Do they have any sort of like kava leaves or anything like that for Immeral to chew on just to keep his alertness?
Go ahead and make a nature check.
Hot diggity. Oh.
What were the beans in Dragon Ball Z that they would eat?
What, like sensu beans or something?
Yeah, sensu
like
beans. That's what I was thinking.
My dice are trapped forever. Come on.
Oh no, your prison has expanded.
No, my dice. Apparently, the cigar box in which I keep my good dice decided it wanted to be a little turd and not open for me. So, yeah, that's always fun. Okay, so I'm making a nature check.
Yes.
Wait, you have a dice box that thinks it's funny.
Oh, this is the these are the dice that betrayed me all last session.
Yeah, you did not roll well last session.
Come on, baby. Come on, nature check. Okay, you're doing great for me today. That's a 17.
17. Looking around, you actually do find this leaf that was pointed out to you before. Someone had mentioned it in passing. You start kind of chewing on it, and it's not like a rush or anything, but you get the impression if you were to kind of keep gnawing on these off and on through the day, it might help kind of boost your energy a little bit.
All right. I just slowly keep chewing on these when I'm feeling tired.
All right.
I'll offer you some cocoa powder also.
You make like a hot cocoa?
Mm-hmm.
Or does Gragnold not put it together that it works better hot?
Make a tea.
He's just grabbing tinges of cocoa powder and putting it in his mouth.
Oh, they make good toothbrushes.
Yeah.
Numbs your mouth.
Just add it to your beer.
Yeah, Immeral is slowly chewing on these while they walk, and Immeral says to everybody, "All right, let's get moving. We got to get back to Mabu."
Orbith gets us like, yeah, definitely need to do that. And Nick's sort of like, yeah, man. Oh, I'd like to not be in the jungle anymore. I think I'd like to be back to sea. It's where I feel most comfortable.
You can ride the raft.
This is like the sea. It's just like it. I call it mini sea. Or
my man, I don't think you've ever actually been on a proper raft. Like, oh shit, this is. I don't think this will sink, but it's a near thing.
Baeridin pats Nick on the back of his leg because he can't reach his back, and says, "No, I think it's a death trap. I'm going to ride on top of Tweedledum."
What? And Orbit's just going, come on, let's get on. Let's do this. And you guys string the ropes up to Tweedledum and Jenkins, tying them to the raft. You've got a couple of longer poles to use as punts to kind of help guide the raft along, get it over more shallow areas. So, Baron, go ahead and do an animal handling check to see how well you're able to get the two dinos going.
Animal handling. That is a 19.
19. So without issue, they start going pretty easily. You get one going, and then they're kind of used to having, being pack animals. So now that they're pulling, that's a little bit different for them. But after just a couple of minutes, they start moving along without too much of an issue. It's pretty still slow going, even though theoretically it should be a little bit faster because they don't have as much weight on them. But it's still, your guys are at the very not quite the edge of the swamp, but you're getting a little closer into regular jungle, but it's still not exactly solid shore bank. It's kind of muddy going, so it's a little slow going for your dinosaurs. And then also there's a lot of different things that are still half fallen logs in the river and things like that make it a little bit challenging.
Oh, and Allie Kitsy is asking for a recap on what kind of dinos they are. Allie, they are Triceratops duo named Jenkins and Tweedledum. Or Tweedledee?
Tweedledum.
Tweedledum's
very dumb.
And Jenkins!
Yeah.
Tweedledum and Jenkins.
That's why Baeridin's riding on top of Tweedledum, because Jenkins, he's got this.
He's got this. Jenkins is good.
Yeah.
Come, Jenkins.
Tweedledum, he's a little slow.
What's Hobbs doing? Well, Baeridin's doing the dino wrangling.
I imagine Hobbs would not so much like getting. Maybe he'd have fun playing in the water. He's kind of bird-like, right? He's a little bit bird-like, a little bit monkey-like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might splash in the water a little bit and hang off the edge of one of the Triceratops and splash at the water. So Hobbs kind of half climbs down, half flaps down the one of the harnesses and is reaching for the water and kind of splashing at it. I imagine he's splashing at the dinosaur, and Baeridin has to keep telling him not to splash Tweedledum because it's distracting.
He kind of looks up to you.
Don't splash him. You can splash Jenkins all day. Tweedledum can't take it.
He jumps over to Jenkins and starts splashing and kind of climbing up. And one of the things that he finds is he can get his paws muddy, and as he starts running around Jenkins' back, he's leaving behind all these muddy paw prints. He's enjoying that immensely.
He's chasing his own paw prints around.
Pretty much, yeah. And Jenkins is getting this lovely kind of monkey paw print tattoo across his back. I actually imagine he probably likes keeping it a little bit cool in the heat of this continent that you all are on.
The water helps with that too.
Yeah. As you guys are plugging along later in the day, would someone be keeping watch to kind of look out for debris in the water? Or okay.
Yo.
And you've got a passive of 16, right?
Something like that, yes.
All right. So as you guys are going along, you notice something just under the water, Immeral. You can't quite make out what it is, though.
I gestured to everybody to silence and hold.
Oh. I guess I pull the dinos.
So you stop the dino, but
I throw a small pebble at Gragnold to get him to cut it out. I try and peg him in a not armored part so it doesn't clang, but also not a lethal part either. Small pebble, like
Go
maybe
ahead.
a shoulder.
Make an ranged attack roll.
Do I get proficiency on this?
Yeah, I could call it.
In pebble throwing at Greg.
Yeah.
Only because you've had so much practice at it.
Modified 20.
Modified 20. All right, so you managed to. Well, Gragnold's not wearing armor anyway, so you managed to actually ping this right off the side of his throat.
It's my beard.
Yeah, like, just like. Yeah, when it bounces back off of your skin, it gets stuck in your beard.
I found a rock. Oh, sorry.
I am gesturing. There we go.
All right, as the dinosaurs stop, the two triceratops, the raft, of course, continues forward because there's not brakes on the raft. And as you guys start drifting closer, give me a perception check, Immeral.
Oh, hot diggity. That's a 25.
All right.
My dice are they giveth back after last time.
You can see underwater the
Yes,
gigantic rotting form of one of the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Like the ones we fought earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Like the ones that are still unalive?
It looks more like those than one that was freshly dead, but this you can see as you're getting close to it, like the flesh that's on it is rotting away, and also you notice this flash of movement in the water around it.
From what?
Fish.
Orbith.
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we?
Orbith comes up and kind of looks back. He's like, nobody touch the water. Let's just get past this thing. Don't touch the water.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Okay, so don't flow too fast, don't flow too slow. Just float casual.
Float.
Yes.
Float nonchalant.
Baeridin, get the dinosaurs going again.
Okay, we're just going to try and float casual.
Baeridin caresses, which, by the way, I assume Baeridin's talking to Tweedledum and Jenkins this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they don't.
Do I hear Baeridin talk to Tweedledum?
Not during this whole quiet period. I mean, in general, when he's leading them along. But now you do, yeah. All right, come on, keep it going.
And they kind of slowly start lumbering back and moving along. As you guys are getting pulled over this dinosaur, you notice that around its tail specifically, there's this large swarm of silver that kind of swarms in. As it's moving around, you can see the flesh that was starting to fall off is just it's not floating away, it's not going anywhere. And you see bare bits of bone starting to stick out wherever these flashes of silver are.
Oh, I don't know.
What kind of carnivorous fish are these?
Yeah, would Baeridin recognize? I'm assuming we can also see now that it's been pointed out.
I'm definitely trying to draw everybody's quiet attention to it.
Yeah, everyone in the raft definitely can see it.
Do we know of this kind of fish? I don't know if this is something Baeridin would know.
Can I roll nature on this?
Yeah, go ahead and you guys can give some nature checks.
12.
16 for Baeridin.
16?
14.
You guys would have remember that you were warned of carnivorous fish in the river. You don't necessarily remember what their name was, though, what their proper name was called.
Baeridin's keeping a close eye on Tweedledum and Jenkins, making sure that their feet aren't getting attacked.
You know what?
Their legs and stuff.
So Immeral decides to be crafty.
Okay.
And sneaks away quietly, goes about 50, 60 yards back upstream, and drops.
Is he on the shore then?
I thought he was on the shore.
I thought Immeral was on the raft with everybody.
You're on here in the boat with me.
Oh, well then here's what I'm going to do instead. Well, that makes it. Is there anything large-ish in the raft that we can spare?
Oh, not you can spare. Did someone say large?
Yeah.
You guys have some like barrels of water, different.
Time to check the old inventory.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
I got this weird sword hilt. I don't know what it does.
I have
No.
a
Not that heavy.
amulet of undead detection.
No. You know what? I
have a flask of fluoride.
Yeah, because we want carnivorous fish to have good, glowing, strong teeth.
You know what I have? I have mosquito netting.
Hey, you guys do have some
here's what
mosquito
I'm going to do.
Okay, I don't know what you're looking for. So.
I have a spare machete.
Okay.
I am going to take this machete, and I am going to throw it as far back upriver as I can in an attempt to splash the water and distract the silvery fish horde from where they are.
All right. Go ahead and just give a athletics check. See how far you can throw it.
Oh, sweet Jesus. An athletics check?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, somebody else better do this.
Would you?
I got +8 on that.
Yeah, would you hand it over to Gragnold?
Let's see here. Oh, actually, I've got a +4. It's not as bad as I thought. How do I have a +4 on that?
I'm going to give you some side coaching.
Oh, that's why I have it. Okay, cool.
Know it really well.
You're like.
Immeral, if you want to get it real far,
okay.
Fucked it up.
We're not going to worry about this.
Is
Actually, we're
that
going
a
to worry
1?
very much about this. I got a 6.
6.
Immeral, you got to it's in the elbow.
Do you try to throw it from the sharp part?
All right. So, Immeral, you go to throw this machete, you pull back and you're just like, I need to throw this as hard as I can. And you throw it, you hold onto it for just a second too long. And so while it would have arced and gone beautifully into the center of the river, it actually folds over and kind of clunks off onto the shore and then it slides down the bank into the water.
You made it in the river.
Hey, you did it! Nice job!
As you guys are going along,
We support
Orbit's like, I need somebody else on the poles. We're gonna wash up against this thing if we're not careful. I don't want the bitey fish to get us.
Bitey fish. It's a descriptive term.
That's their name, Gragnold.
Now there.
Well, I try and
pole.
signal to the rest of them, like throw something upriver. Take this.
I have a machete too.
And you see Orbit's kind of pushing down on the carcass of the T-Rex, which you guys are now like basically over, and pushing off from like its jaw and upper body, which is there's only probably about 8 inches of water between the sunken head and upper body, and that's not enough clearance draft for you guys. So it's trying to push you guys away from that, steer around it.
Can we drop one of those barrels of water onto the head to push it down?
Should just.
The river's also not very.
Is there another pole?
I'm in the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pushing yourself on the boat with the pole.
Yeah, these are like punts to push down on the bottom and to push away to kind of steer you guys a little bit.
Got it. I could push down on the head.
All right. Let's do strength check with advantage.
The whole imagery is so gross.
Strength with advantage.
Yep.
Saving throw or just regular?
Just regular.
All right. 23.
23. Yeah, so without issue, both of you guys are able to just sink right in, push it off. As you do and like pull the punts back out, you notice some sinew and things just start to float away, and then there's this silver cloud that kind of comes up and starts munching away at that stuff.
Is it on the end of your stick?
You guys kind of drag the sticks in the water a little bit to get all the
touch it, Gragnold.
guck off of it.
Just flick it in the water.
Are the silver in a sort of clump together, or are they distributed throughout the water?
There seem to be 2, possibly 3. They're moving around pretty quick, little clumps of them. So it's little.
Are they like minnow size, like little fish? Or I'm going to stop.
Like that-ish, big-ish.
Piranha-sized. Okay.
Yep.
I mean, this is meta, but they're probably quippers.
Yeah.
But Baeridin doesn't.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. And one thing I think you guys maybe would have picked up with Orbith at this point is he's let his kids have nicknames for pretty much all of the animals in the jungle, and he's just gotten so used to calling them by their nicknames, he's almost like forgotten the regular names.
How many bitey fish have his kids played?
You're not a
Well, they have to warn you about things, right?
Don't go in the water with the bitey fish.
Yeah. Always look for the bitey fish. You throw in a bone, and if the bitey fish come, you don't go swimming.
Yeah. They keep a bunch of bones with you.
Yeah.
Ooh, can I use speaking of throwing the bones in the water, can I use the pole to pick up right through an eye socket of the T-Rex?
Like a big part
and then throw the skull.
There we go.
All right. Yeah.
Rotational momentum.
Yeah. Could someone with more intelligence figure out some leverage here?
Or I've got an idea.
All right.
I'm just going to Fist of Unbroken Air them.
Okay.
So can I
so you guys are over the.
Oh yeah. You can throw it up, and then you can kind of like punt it.
Yeah. No, yes.
All right. So, Graham, go ahead and give me a strength check just to be able to pull that head up.
Could this be athletics?
We could do athletics.
Because I have proficiency in that.
I will give you the proficiency of athletics.
Good.
You've learned how to do this from all the other undead dinosaur head picking up competitions on a pole.
Yeah.
This is actually how I shovel. This is a common sort of athletic motion.
Well, and it just wouldn't be Gragnold if he didn't try to remove the head.
Yeah, exactly.
This is very in character.
That's right. I got 18 on the athletics.
Yeah. 18. All right. So it's pretty hard to pull it out. You do manage to get it out, but you don't have a lot of momentum coming out of the water just because, one, it's a heavy skull. Two, it was underwater and it's waterlogged. So it's out and you start to bring it up to fling it. Go ahead and give me an Immeral. Are you going to do the Fist of Unbroken Air to try to launch it?
I'm going to do it.
All right. So you're going to try to launch it back where you guys came from?
Yes.
All right.
Is just turned around watching this whole thing. And he's just like, this might be the grossest thing we've done so far.
Baeridin, where are you standing on the boat?
Baeridin's
not Baeridin. I mean Gragnold. Sorry, Gragnold. Where are you exactly standing on the boat? Are you at the front of it, or?
I imagine I had to be on the front in order to push it down initially in the first place. And as we went over it, I think now I'm towards the back. If we're trying to punch it towards upriver.
Okay, so you are at the front, and you've moved towards the back. Okay, and you're sort of bringing it up. Just give me one more athletics check to kind of swing it up and start getting the momentum. Fling it.
17.
17. All right, and Emerald Fist of Unbroken Air. Is it just a save, or
it would be a strength save for it? Otherwise, it gets pushed 20 feet away. I'm going to hope that due to its own momentum, it's going to get an additional bump on.
All right. So, does it roll damage as well?
Oh yeah, it does.
Okay. What would maximum damage be on this? Since it
30.
Obviously. Okay. All right. So here's what happens.
But I'm gentle about it because I know it's fragile.
Gragnold gets his head up, and it flings up in the air, and Emerald, you do your punch, and as you hit the air, this almost like sonic boom comes up towards it, and the flesh that was rotting and already falling off of this thing just scatters out behind you guys, and you see the skull, the jawbone breaks off as it gets flung about 35 feet behind you, and you do see as the chunks of flesh are kind of coming down into the water, you see these little flashes of silver kind of jumping up and out and devouring this.
I'm gonna say it was a good idea at the time.
I think it's a great idea.
Since Gragnold was more towards the back of the boat, there was one bit because it's gross, one eyeball kind of lands on the back corner of the boat, and then
I can
across
see
the top of the water.
Hey, Gragnold.
You want to do it again?
I can see you.
Yeah. I think we might have just invented a new sport.
Yeah. I think we're onto something here.
Dino exploding.
If anybody sees another one, I think we should do that again.
And thus our day was filled with exploding,
rotting dinosaur heads.
another montage of Gragnold becoming close friends.
Yeah,
like
and like a lot of big high fives.
And we're covered in undead
gross
dinosaur. Like it's raining down. I imagine that scene with the gasoline.
You need a montage. Everybody gets a montage.
So as you guys get away from the rotting T-Rex head and everything, and the swarm of bitey fish, things start to quiet down a little bit. It's still swamp-like where you are, but becoming more and more jungle. So there's less standing water. The water's starting to move a little bit more. And from what you can see, you're starting to see more solid ground, fewer little marshy areas. And also, there's been a slight decrease in bugs, which has been very nice.
even a minor change. It's very welcome.
While you guys are going along, is there anything that you had wanted to do while you're just kind of floating on the river, or is there...
Well, I'm just meditating to regain my lost key.
Okay.
I want to play with the sword hilt thing that I got.
All right.
Point that thing in a different direction.
You just keep turning it off and on again.
No, I don't know how to turn it on yet.
So you sit with that. After about an hour, you start to feel this presence. It's hard to say exactly what
looking at.
Looking at
Baeridin, what are you looking at?
I guess I'm just staring.
Or Gragnold, what are you looking at?
This is the thing we got in the place.
You just looked around, Gragnold.
Well, I just felt like sort of a soft, kind woman's presence nearby.
Oh, please.
I'm looking around at you guys, and I don't see a kind.
Summon me. Summon it.
Summon what?
And you get this.
Do you guys hear that?
Summon the blade.
Summon the blade.
As you say that, suddenly from the hilt of the sword comes out this brightly glowing blade. And it sheds bright light all through the area. So all of a sudden you just see Gragnold holding up basically this. It's almost like staring at the sun to look directly at the blade itself. Oh my goodness! Thank you. So you're my new bearer. Yes.
I'm not. He's looking for a bear. You're probably looking for Baeridin.
Gragnold, what are you talking to?
Do you not hear that?
Can we hear the voice, or do we not hear the voice?
No, you don't hear the voice at all. But you do see this bright light shining from this sword. So essentially, you guys saw a sword hilt, and then all of a sudden, this flaming sun came out of it.
It's a light blade, perhaps sword, light sword. It's a light saber.
Gragnold.
I am the dawn.
Lightsaber. We'll call it a lightsaber. I like it got sound effects.
Gragnold, let's focus. More important issue here than naming the thing when you're talking to no one.
Oh.
My name is the Dawnbringer.
Her name is the Dawnbringer.
Who's
Dawn for short? Dawn, can they not hear you?
No, only you can hear me.
Oh, only I can hear her.
Well, that's what we're trying to clarify.
That's what they're trying to clarify.
Gragnold, I'm the sword, and I can talk to you, my bearer.
Oh.
We are to be bringing light into the dark places of the world.
I like the
Please,
sound of that.
Do not leave me dimmed again. Do not leave me alone again. I can hear and perceive, but I can't speak. I can't read. It's been eons since I've read anything. Please, do you have anything to read on this book?
I don't know. I can't tell what lines are worth reading and not.
Of the characters.
I tell you what, we can work together, and you can find some things to read to me.
Excellent. Where's something to read?
I don't know. Hey, Immeral, do you have anything I can read?
Wait, hold on.
Gragnold, are you talking to your sword?
Yes, her name is Dawn. Dawnbringer.
Okay, Gragnold, You want something to read.
Yeah, oh, sort of. I want something for her to read to me. She's my
You
new
want
friend.
something for the sword to read to you.
Dawn. Her name is Dawn. Don't call her the sword. I don't call you the monk.
I mean, that's fair. He's
I
got you
find
there.
it hard
He's
to
got you
argue
there,
this
Immeral.
logic, but there's an underlying problem
You don't call
here.
me the dwarf. Sometimes you do, actually. But this is Dawn. And can I put Dawn? Can I put you down? You're very bright on my.
Oh,
Tourniquet
yes, it's light
dimmer
here.
switch.
So as you do that, the blade goes away, and so it's just a handle again. But you still hear the voice in your head, like, "Ah, no, thank you for awakening me. It's been so long. What's the year?"
I'm not sure exactly how that works. Sometimes when the sun goes around times and the particular moon is above the mountain, that's
And all we hear is
30
Gragnold philosophizing on cosmology.
Yep, but I think that's what you mean. I'm old by many standards, but
You're not that old. My last bearer was much older than you.
oh, well,
I throw another pebble at Gragnold to get his
oh, that's Immeral. He throws things at me sometimes.
Oh.
But a heart of gold, but it's sort of wrapped in a cold layer of ice. But deep down, he's good. You'll like him. But if we're going to put light in the darkness, I think we should put you right in his heart.
Okay.
No, just we're gonna warm him up
Oh.
and help him experience the meaning of community.
Okay. We're gonna, so, how long is it? I am trying to ascertain how long I've been down there. It's been
He
a very
wants
long
to know
time.
how long she's been down there.
I'm more concerned with the fact that you just threatened me.
I didn't know it was a metaphor.
How do you know what a metaphor is?
You told me.
That's a fair point.
I learned it from you, Dad.
So what exactly is the metaphor for you putting a flaming sword in my heart?
It's not flaming. It's the brightness of the stars. It's more of a dawn bringer than it is a.
No, you've mentioned the name now a couple of times. It doesn't change the fact that you just threatened to put a sword in me.
Oh no, it was hold on. Dawn, what would I tell him to explain to him your inherent worthiness as a entity?
I was forged. I'm not sure how long ago now.
Forged. She's not sure how long ago.
To bring light to all of the dark places.
Dark places.
My creator gave me intelligence so that I could help my bearer.
She's really smart, so she could help me. I'm the bearer.
I can take things that I've learned in my past journeys and give that knowledge to the person who uses me.
She's really smart. She's gonna help me. Better say that. She's elaborating on that right now.
And all Immeral notices is words like elaborate, metaphor.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Can any of your friends do magic that detects good and evil things?
Can any of you guys detect good and evil things?
I can detect magic.
If she's not magic, I'm crazy. So I really hope she's magic.
Maybe we should check.
It's been a weird time in this jungle. I put weird things between my teeth and gums.
You did kind of eat some of that.
I ate some of those
rotting
mushrooms too. Look out!
Great.
M.A. from the shore just kind of everybody, I've got it. Pulls out her lute, strums a few chords, casts detect magic.
So a lot of
magical.
a lot of magic from the various items that you all have on your persons, and most certainly a good amount of magic radiating from that sword hilt.
Dawn, do I have to hold on to you like this to talk, or can I put you down? Because this is exhausting.
No, you don't need to hold. Just keep me on your person.
Okay, can I put you in my pocket, or is that weird?
I'd prefer someplace where I can still see the light. I don't like, and they're very quietly. She's like, I don't like being in the dark anymore.
I'm gonna tie you into my beard hair.
A weird way to do it.
I'll use my hands free.
You have a belt?
I can go back. That's a little too close.
Gragnold.
We just met.
Gragnold. You have leather straps all over you. You could simply stick the sword hilt.
Her name's Dawn.
I'm sorry, what?
Her name is Dawn.
So one of you has a pet dragon. I now have to call by its first name. And the other one of you now has a sword hilt I have to address by its first name.
Yep. Called Mrs. Breaker, I suppose.
Baeridin's going to come over and he's going to introduce Hobbs to Dawn.
Oh God.
Hobbs, this is Dawn.
Oh God.
Dawn is a sword. Dawn, this is Hobbs. He's like a monkey bird.
A flying monkey. It's a pet or familiar.
Did she say anything?
She said she's very familiar with Hobbs.
Wow, they already know each other. That's amazing. Hobbs, why didn't you tell me? You always have the best adventures.
Food?
Yeah, here you go.
Immeral, let's talk about putting some sunlight into that ice cold heart of yours.
Are we stabbing him in the heart? I'm a bit confused.
Are you
No, Dawn, it's a metaphor. You're
okay.
right into dark places. We're working on warming Immeral up. He's part of the pack now.
Do I get to be part of the pack now?
Oh, can you howl?
And you hear this kind of tentative, like, oh.
Good. Pretty good, Dawn.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah, we gotta get to know each other a little bit better first.
Meanwhile,
It was a preliminary question about your potential.
I like to imagine that Immeral is now sitting on the boat while Gragnold is talking to a sword and Baeridin is talking to a monkey. Emerald's like, what am I doing?
Immeral is trying to meditate and calm the anger that he is feeling at this ridiculousness.
You see that, Dawn? That's why we have our work cut out for us.
I see. Well, so does no one know what year it is?
Does anyone know what year it is? What calendar do you use?
Do we know what year it is?
So you guys would know that the year's 1612.
It's the year 1612, Gragnold.
It's 1612, Dawn. Can you hear them, or am I repeating?
I can hear them. I can see things. I can see a lot, actually. That dinosaur was disgusting. I could sense things. But once now that you've tied yourself to me, I can see through your eyes, and I can perceive a little bit better.
Tied you to me, personally.
Yes. I wonder.
Sorry, Dawn. We don't get a lot of visitors out here in the jungle, so it's
an
opportunity for a new person.
Well,
I'm talking to Immeral's ear off this whole time.
If
This
the
is worse.
calendar hasn't,
This is so much worse.
I think I've been gone for over 1,000 years.
It's a long time.
Yeah. Okay, so some things might have changed. Right.
Yeah.
Please. All right. You speak, and suddenly, like, you kind of feel this, like, almost, I'll say, like a fuzziness in your head.
Hmm.
So you speak Dwarvish as well. I haven't not had a bear that spoke that language before. Oh, this is great.
Would you like to talk in Dwarvish?
We have been, actually.
Oh.
Because basically whatever your core language is what she's going to be speaking in your mind.
Oh, God. Okay. She speaks Dwarvish, you guys.
Tell me I said hi, but in Dwarvish.
If you could tell your brother there that I say hi as well. It's very nice to meet his acquaintance as well as Immeral and your other companions here.
Oh, that's Nick. Sometimes he calls himself Neek.
Ah,
But we all call him Nick.
yes. Greta, why are you talking to that? Is that sword really like talking back to you, man? That's really weird. I don't. Emerald, Emerald, Ben, my man, what do you think about? What do you think about this?
I'm meditating.
Emerald, I think. Well, no, I want to talk about this. Why is Greg?
I think if people don't give me my space, I'm going to forcibly bring inner peace to everybody.
I think that's a metaphor.
It might be. It might be.
Emerald's so centered. He didn't even know he could force inner peace upon me.
Well, tell me, what is it that you all have been doing? What brought you all down to the? We weren't in the Underdark, right?
No.
The Underdark was where my last bear was killed.
We killed a guy, and there was a big crystal. It was collecting souls. There was lots of undead things. We put a dragon thing we had to take to a person, and then we killed a bunch of, cut off a lot of heads, really.
You seem to like cutting off.
That last rock I threw at him hit him harder than I thought.
It might have.
This is maybe a good description of Gragnold's experience.
Yeah.
Stuff that's going on.
Well,
Mostly, so Baeridin, you know him. He had a vision.
That's me over here.
That's Baeridin. He had a
Are
vision.
you talking to Dawn about me?
I am.
Oh.
I am. I'm trying to. So Baeridin had a vision, and Baeridin saw a bunch of. Immeral just jumped off the boat. Immeral, there's bitey fish in there. Remember, don't do that. So Baeridin had a vision, and I'm following him around. Can you read my mind, or do I have to talk out loud? Because I'm feeling a little bit embarrassed.
Oh, I can read your mind. You don't have to talk to me out loud if you don't want to. You can just kind of think at me. I'm trying not to.
Oh my god! And that's all I think of now. Just
This is how he thinks and does he still gesture and stuff too?
Just if I'm reading your thoughts and you want something private, just let me know not to, and I'll do something else.
Too far into my privates.
Okay.
Thoughts, yes.
Well, so where are we going to?
Mabu.
I've never heard of it. Does anyone have a map? I want to see a map. I want to see how the world's changed.
Does anyone have a map for?
Yes, I have a map.
I'm gonna hold Dawn over the map.
Of course you are.
I can read it.
Of course.
Wait.
Necessary?
Here's a test. Here's a test. Point to a word you think I don't know how to read.
So a word?
Yeah, most words. Yes. Rub it in, Immeral.
Hold on one moment.
Do you point to a word that's not a real word?
I point to a word specifically on the map that I have. I point to the longest word I can find, and I tell Gragnold, just to give him a clue, that word says the Sword Coast. It doesn't.
Well,
all right.
I think it's the Sword Coast, but let's see what Dawn says.
What is the map of your homeland, or what's the map of that you have?
It's a map of the continent on which we currently are.
Okay, so what you would be seeing then, would the longest name be on there? Oops.
We could just make up a name.
Stop it. Yeah.
Oh, you can make up a name. It's your world.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm just looking.
It's Rackle-Dapple-Napolis. Wait. It's Merpixel. What's the guy's name?
You're looking at Gragnold, as you're looking down, you hear her in your mind going, the Gaul Peninsula. Mabu's. I've never seen this place before. So those are.
Read the word. I'm looking at right now.
So Emerald, what you pointed to was the mountain range. Which
I call it. I say that's the Sword Coast.
Yeah, and they're called the Ashmount Peaks. The Ashmount Peaks.
Those are the Ashmount Peaks.
Wait. What?
Uh-huh.
How did you do that?
I didn't do anything. She can read. That's done. My new friend. Only I can hear.
Ask Dawn how she got to be a sword.
Dawn, how did you? How can hear him?
Yeah, I was forged.
She
There's-
was 4. Sorry.
I was
This is what
forged.
happens when you give me too much control over the narrative pacing.
Right,
I'm
right,
gonna start doing this.
Welcome to the stream, Katie Sue. Purple hearts all around.
So she was forged, and she's very
Mike-
happy to be outside.
My creator made me. I was the person who made me was a powerful religious leader of worshippers of the light, and they infused their beliefs and the powers that they had from their temple into me, which also gave me intelligence and personality, which I think they weren't expecting because they were rather surprised the first time I talked to them.
She was made and has a charming personality.
Well, I can tell.
If you could only hear the sweet tones of her voice. Can you sing, Dawn?
I've never been asked. I'm not a singing sword. I
We've
don't.
got some work to do.
You know what? Just to I walk up to Gragnold, and I go and point out, "Oh my God, it's a silver fish again!" and try and steal the hilt from his hands.
Okay.
Oh.
So sleight of hand versus perception, or actually, do a deception check first.
Okay.
Deception versus insight.
Well, that's a 23.
I got a 4.
Oh, but hold on, because I need something.
Oh, because the sword can roll perception.
And the sword hates being removed from me. We're like best friends.
What did you get, Immeral, again? Sorry.
23.
23. All right. Yeah. So.
Even the sword doesn't know the guy's stolen.
All right. You are both kind of like, whoop, and go ahead and perception versus sleight of hand.
Good luck with this one.
All right, I got a +2 on this. 21.
Whoa. Can't believe you rolled a 19. That's nuts.
Well, that's nice. Against my 27.
Oh.
Oh. I should have kept you in my beard, Dawn.
You could have sworn that she was in your hand. Now all of a sudden she's
And now
not.
Immeral is just kind of looking at Dawn, trying.
Why does he have me? But please grab.
It's so he's holding on to you, and he's curious if you are really real. The reading thing didn't prove it to him.
You're my bearer.
I'm your bearer,
Yes.
sugar bearer.
Gragnold, I'm trying to figure something out.
Yes.
Emerald, don't steal Gragnold's toys.
I'm going to give it
Her
back.
name is Dawn.
I'm going to give it back. I'm just trying to make sure he's okay.
No, I do kind of want to make sure he's not crazy.
What are you wanting to notice about the sword hilt?
Well, I'm trying to figure out if this thing's magical. I'm trying to figure out, does it talk to me? I'm trying to figure out a lot of different things because that's Gragnold. You don't mess with Gragnold. I mess with Gragnold.
Go ahead and just give an Arcana check.
Oh God, this is gonna be bad. Oh my God. Oh.
Nice.
I don't know if this is really good.
Because I have a +0.
All right, so as you're holding this, you guys had passed around all the different magic items, the things that had been, these were all found on little statue bases and things, like on display. down in that final room that you fought in. And so everybody had touched this. When you picked it up before, it just kind of felt like a sword hilt. There was nothing really special about it. But as you pick it up now, there's a warmth to it. Not like someone's been holding it for a long time, but more like just it's giving off this kind of aura of warmth. Definitely can feel this kind of magical pulse coming from it. You've been around a few powerful magic items in your time at the temple, and when you sat close to them, you could get a kind of a feel of like almost like a buzz, like an engine buzzing kind of thing. And that's the feeling you get from this. You not only do you sense that it is magical, but it's extraordinarily powerful magic.
Okay, so we know that Gragnold is being influenced by some extraordinarily powerful magic, but I still don't trust this.
Immeral, you don't trust anything.
Yeah, and it's kept me alive, hasn't it?
He's got a point.
So
does Dawn.
Dawn. We're not calling the sword Dawn.
Thank you, Baeridin.
I like that you call me Dawn.
That's your name.
It's not her. It's not a her. I'm calling it a her. Why am I calling it a her? It's a sword hilt.
Because she is a her.
Do you think it would help if I talked to this man?
She's identified herself. Does that mean you can't talk to me anymore?
Not for the hour or so that it would take for him to bond to me. But I like you. I want to be wielded. I want to be wielded by you.
I like you.
Oh my God! Oh, gods in all of the heavens! He's now cooing at the sword hilt. I like you.
Lots of people.
I like you.
Lots of people make fun of me, and you don't. And I like that about you, Dawn. So I just want you to come back to me because I have a slight fear of abandonment, and I think you do too. And here we are.
Yes. I
think we're going to be really good for each other.
I agree.
But sure, talk to him, but then come back to me.
All right, you can tell him that he may attune to me if he wishes to hear me speak.
You can tune into her.
I can tune into her.
That's a tune word.
How exactly do I tune into her?
I think what I said is blade come forth or something like that. Call forth. Was my magic word. I said it and it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. Blade come forth.
All right. Immeral, you get the sense that you're going to have to sit with this blade for about an hour in order to get it to communicate with you.
Fine. I get the sense that I'm going to have to sit with this for about an hour in order for it to get to communicate with me.
So you sit for the better part of an hour. I'm imagining there's a lot of eye rolling and kind of.
Wait for it.
Yeah,
all
wait
right.
for it. Wait.
At the end of the hour, Gragnold, you feel that kind of warmth presence in you leave, and Immeral, you feel this connection suddenly come to the sword. Hello.
Ah!
There
Who are you?
I'm the Dawnbringer.
Wait, what?
I'm the Dawnbringer.
You're real?
Yes.
Immeral, you talking to Dawn? Tell her I said hi.
You could tell Baeridin I said hello.
Oh my god. Oh.
Look, do you have anything to read?
I have lots of things to read.
Can you please let Gragnold tune back to me and give them to him so I can read?
No. You and I have some talking to do before I do that.
God,
okay.
Sing to him.
Gragnold?
I don't know that
Just try.
Gragnold?
Believe in yourself, Dawn.
So, tell me the nature of you what are you?
I'm the Dawnbringer. I am a sword meant to bring light into darkness.
So he really was being metaphorical when he threatened to stab me in the heart?
Yes. No, I am not your good
with
luck.
kindness.
With kindness.
It's a metaphor.
No, you are. I could tell you wish to bring good into this world. It would be wrong to attack you. Though I sense that you two do throw things at each other on a fairly regular basis.
Well, I throw things at him for sure. He tries.
You're so cynical.
Yes, I'm so cynical. I have every reason to be so cynical.
I've been shut up for 1,000 years in a darkened hole when all of I wish to do is to be in the light.
Okay, well, I was abandoned by my entire family and forced to survive on the streets.
Well, they're going deep.
Yeah.
First time.
I can see that.
Wait, what can you see?
Would you resist her looking into your mind?
Look out.
I don't know.
I can say more if you wish.
What do you mean?
I won't look unless you agree to let me look.
Fine, you take a peek. You see what's in there.
Okay.
Adam, I think you need to do a impression of the little.
Yeah, welcome to the darkness of my mind.
Open your mind. Open your mind.
I throw another pebble.
Immeral, as you're sitting there, and as she's kind of like going through the different memories that you have, she comes to the dream and the symbol that you saw.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's interesting.
What's interesting?
That symbol you saw, that was one that was down in the Underdark.
Yes, and
it brought about a vision for you.
yes.
And there's definitely this almost feeling of like, oh, in your mind.
There's an epiphany.
You were not raised by elves.
No, I raised myself on this human streets.
I want to go over to Immeral and say, we can hear you. She can read your mind. So if you want to say something to Dawn, you don't want us to hear. You just have to think it. And Baeridin and I are going to go over here and make some noise talks amongst ourselves. You guys have a moment together.
Oh, I was listening to half the conversation.
I know you were, Baeridin, but this is called confidentiality.
Oh.
This is important to the process.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
What? 1 second, Dawn. What process?
Yeah, Immeral, this is important to take your time. Rapport is an important part of this.
Yeah, so fine. Okay, fine. You can read my mind, then you know I wasn't, then I'm thinking to myself, then you know I wasn't raised among elves.
Not entirely.
What?
There were elves at the start.
What?
All right. You need some tutelage from your people. How do you meditate?
I sit down, I think.
You can't hear it.
Will you shush? I'm
Sorry, we're looking at the pointy mighty fish.
Yeah, point. Just shit.
Not paying attention.
Put your beard in your ears. Put your beard in his ears too. You can still hear me.
It's like old times.
You're yelling. That's why we can hear you.
What?
He's yelling.
My last bearer was an elf. We went to the Underdark to hunt drow, but were woefully underprepared for what we found there. I spent over 600 years in his care. It's the meditation.
What's that to me?
I know how elven minds work, how you rest. You're not very old.
Theoretically, I'm told.
How old do you believe yourself to be?
As far as I know, a little over 100.
Possibly. You're still very young. You should still be having memories when you meditate of your time when you're with Corleone.
With who?
Your god.
Yeah, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm talking to a sword.
Done.
Immeral, you need to find some elves. You need some elves to show you how to meditate and what to understand. I can tell you what my former bearer saw and what his experiences were during his lifetime, but I don't think I'm necessarily qualified to teach you what you need to know and to explain things to you.
Okay, so where do I find these elves?
That map you showed me is land I've never seen before. I don't know where you are.
So, where do we go? What do I do with this knowledge then?
Well, I would suggest finding some elves at some point and letting them know that somehow you were separated from your clan and that you need to understand how to meditate and what these visions mean.
So I just walk up to any elves I find and say, "Hi, you don't know me, but, I was separated from my clan at an early age, and I don't know how to sleep."
Well, maybe not that cynical.
She's doing good work.
You can't hear her. Don't roll your eye. Put your beard back in your ears. You can't hear her.
Sorry.
No, it's look, that vision that you had after seeing that symbol, it's a vision from your past life.
What, the terrifying one?
Which one was the terrifying one to him?
The one that was comforting?
No, that's from your time in between lives.
I'm sorry, what?
Your time between lives.
Okay, I think you've been down in the Underdark just a little too long there, Sword.
My name's Dawn.
Fine, Dawn. Dawn, you've been down there a little too long.
I would agree. I don't ever want to be away from the light again, but I need to bring light to the dark places of this world.
Okay, so what do you mean between lives?
I really don't know if I'm the one to explain this.
You brought it up.
From what I learned from my last bearer is there's legend that elves are immortal.
Sorry, what?
There's legends that elves are immortal, but...
No, I heard you.
Yeah. Well, it's not true. Your bodies die eventually. But...
And then what?
Your souls rest for a time, and then they come back.
So I'm like the reincarnation of some ancient warlord or something?
As all elves are.
Yeah, you've been down in the Underdark far too long. So what? You're going to tell me like some cheap fortune teller who used to be in the city streets that, ooh, you're the reincarnation of an ancient king.
If that flash we saw is true, I don't think that was a king.
What do you think it was?
Kings typically don't run around in caves.
So what do you think it was?
I don't know. Is that the first time you've remembered your life?
That's the first time I've seen a vision like that, yes.
Well, perhaps now that you're starting, it sounds like then you're starting to figure out how to meditate on your own.
So you're saying I should just go with these visions?
You can, or you could not. Learning about your life before this one, doesn't change anything.
It changes who I am.
Who you were doesn't change who you are.
What we were is what we become.
Not necessarily.
We are the sum of our past experiences.
Yes, but this is a past experience of your soul. It could have been from thousands of years ago, for all you know.
And you're saying it doesn't matter.
I don't think it does, but perhaps some of the elves do. That's why I said they might be a little bit better at teaching you these things. No, River. Sorry. Influenced by a little fairy butterfly.
Well, you know what? Fine. I will find the elves. I will ask them about my past, and will that make you happy?
It's no difference to me. I'm going to be with Gragnold.
Are you any danger to Gragnold?
No.
Do I believe her?
I'll go ahead and give an insight check.
Hey, you remember that 20 I just got?
Uh-huh.
Well, this is definitely not a 20.
Did you get the balance of it?
Yes, I did.
All right, so hard to read. I mean, it's a sword and just a voice in your head, so there's no like tells or anything. It's just so.
Do I trust the sword?
You don't have a reason not to.
Yeah, but
it does kind of weird you out though, because you do get that feeling of warmth and acceptance and something.
Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't trust it. Warmth and acceptance. They want something.
Yep.
There's a price to be paid. Fine, I'm going to give you back to Gragnold, but I'm going to keep an eye on you. And at the first sign of danger, I shatter you.
All right. Look, if you want to know, I'm not going to. If Gragnold ever tries to turn me on an innocent, I won't come out. If Gragnold ever tries to use me in a way that's inappropriate, that will extinguish light from the world, I won't do it.
Okay, so you and I are of a similar mind then.
Yes.
Okay. But what I said stands. If I suspect for an instant you are hurting Gragnold, I destroy you.
Well, then you will be okay if I make the same deal with you. Should you turn away from good? Should you start to go to a place of selfishness, bringing darkness to the world? Gragnold and I will do nothing to stop. We'll do everything in our power to stop you.
Deal. All right, fine. Gragnold. I toss Dawn back to Gragnold.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening. I'm totally not listening to anything you said this whole time.
Another pebble is thrown at Gragnold. There, do I have your attention now?
Yes, you do. Yep. For the first time this whole time.
I toss Dawn.
There you are, sweetie.
And over the next hour, as you reattune to Dawnbringer, you hear her voice. He's very untrusting.
I know.
We need to help him.
I know.
We need to find some elves for him.
How about dwarves?
No,
I know 2 or 1.5, sort of.
Yeah, he needs some elves. He needs to be among his own kind. He needs you guys more, but I think he needs to be among his own kind for a little while.
Or
a few days at least.
Find a group in Mabu and he can spend some time learning about elves.
As I hear him talking to Dawn, I rummage through my pack for a book. Nice. Whatever book I can find.
All right.
I was not picky when I stole this, but it's one of those trinkets that I have stolen.
All right.
So I'm gonna leave it up to the DM. What kind of book do I pull out?
How many books do you think you have in your pack?
Well, books are heavy, so I just take a pocket-sized book. I swiped it from wherever we were staying last.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna write down four books, and you're gonna roll a d4 after.
Okay.
Right, we have.
I don't like Dawnbringer. I just don't.
Make it a good one, Immeral. I want her to read me a story.
Oh, for the love of Jesus. Hey, you're gonna get what you get.
Hopefully it's romantic.
Yeah, you get what you get, and nothing more, nothing less. All right, I have one book on me because they're heavy, and I will get whatever it is. Hold on, I'm rummaging.
I understand. I'm watching you rummage. We're vamping.
No, you don't understand what the word rummage means.
No, you told it to me.
Oh, good
Got
God.
context, basically.
Okay, roll a d4.
3.
All right. You pull out a book and toss it over to Gragnold. As she starts reading it to you, it's a novel.
Oh, good.
It seems to be about a young man who is trying to make his way doing trading routes. And in one of the towns, he happens to meet a young woman, and she's the daughter of a high noble. And
oh my.
Yes. So,
John, no. Oh, wow. Flipping the pages.
Silently, Gragnold.
I'm not reading. She is.
Well, then you know what? Astonish of over it.
This is the first book I've ever read.
It's a beautiful love story. I mean, it's very cheesy.
He said the most beautiful things to her. They were meant to be.
How would the rest of you guys react to seeing Gragnold read and get so pulled into this story?
I think Baeridin would just come up and pat him on the back. It's okay, Gragnold. I know.
Stories are neat.
It's a good one.
I just don't even know what to do with this.
So, anything else that you guys would want to do that night or anything?
I mean, have we made pretty good progress?
Yeah, I'd say at this point, the afternoon rains have come and gone. The sun's starting to set. You found probably a good place to make camp for the night. Not really wanting to sleep on the raft necessarily.
That makes sense.
Well, are we free of the silverfish?
That's been miles past.
Oh, good.
So you've seen the occasional crocodiles, some larger turtles and things, but those have been pretty easy to avoid. They don't seem all that interested in you. The further down the river you've gone, the more noise you start hearing of the jungle, and that feeling of wrongness that had just been this persistent thing before you had entered into that temple is just gone now.
So the blight that was upon the continent.
Mm-hmm. It seems to be over.
Well, I attempt to meditate at some point during that night, and I'm choosing to trust Dawnbringer a little bit and just go with it.
Okay. Anything specific that you would be focusing on?
Just kind of not fighting the memories.
Okay. Go ahead and do a D100 roll. Oh, sorry.
Can I take a quick bathroom break real quick?
Yeah.
Well, he's doing meditation.
While he's doing meditation, you take a bathroom break.
36.
36. So, not fighting the memories this time, you start to just meditate, and as uncomfortable as it is to kind of go into that feeling of warmth and acceptance you had, you concentrate on that. And what you see, the sounds of the river are kind of permeating your meditations. And you see this small waterfall with sunlight glistening off of it. Vegetation from where you're from, not where you are. And you're looking down into a shallow pool, probably 5 feet across at most. And you're kind of just staring down into the depths of this pool and watching these little golden fish kind of swim back and forth, nibble on some reeds that are there. And the whole thing is just very peaceful and relaxing. And you have this overwhelming feeling of just belonging and safety as you meditate on this.
Gragnold, Immeral comes out of there with tears. Tears streaming down his face. not knowing that he's crying in the middle of meditation.
Would Baeridin be paying enough attention to see this? Or
Yeah, I was trying to figure out. So, like, I assume we're still keeping watch or something along those lines.
Yeah, I assume so.
But is this during Immeral's watch?
Well, because he would probably meditate not on his watch, right? That would be.
Well, my understanding is that elves can keep semi-aware even while meditating.
Yeah.
Although
So
I mean, maybe if you're going deeper, if I was awake, if Baeridin was awake, he probably would notice something.
Let's go ahead and say Baeridin's awake.
Okay.
It's his watch, Immeral. You were kind of sitting off quietly to the side, going into this deeper meditation.
But Immeral's still in the meditation while this is going on, or this is after he's coming out.
So yeah, Immeral starts weeping.
So I think Baeridin would just pull up a blanket and put it over Immeral's shoulders, and sit next to him, and not say anything. Just sit there.
That's how they sit.
Right. You all pass through the rest of the night. The sounds of the jungle around you being rather noisy. You hear different animals moving through the canopy, but nothing too thrilling or exciting happens. The next day dawns. You guys go to set up the Tweedledee and Jenkins. You're getting the harnesses set with them, starting to move the supplies onto the raft, and
Immeral's keeping a good distance from everybody. He doesn't want to talk.
Okay. So you guys notice Immeral being a little bit more surly.
Not surly.
Not surly, but
Like
aloof, yeah.
Thoughtful kind of distance.
Yeah.
Pensive.
Yeah, I think Baeridin would let him have it. He wouldn't bug him too much, and instead Baeridin would talk about all the stuff they're going to do when they get back to the city.
I don't think Gragnold has the social tact to know that. What's wrong with Immeral?
He's thinking about stuff.
That can be hard sometimes.
Yeah. There's a lot. That might not be how you meant it, but there's a lot of truth in that.
I think the sooner we can find some elves for him to talk to, the better.
Oh, there you are, Don. Yeah, okay.
Good
What
morning.
does Don say?
But Don said we got to get him some elves.
Does Don want to help me make this toast?
Don, do you have any advice on making toast?
Oh, call me forth.
Call forth, Don.
The sword comes out and
Wow.
bring me down on the bread.
The
You're
secret
using this
ingredient
powerful
is rain.
artifact to make toast?
So makes julienne fry.
The first
Immeral, do you
use
want
of
some
Dawnbringer is to make toast.
It's great. It cuts through. It makes it toasty at the same time.
Oh.
Is that a no?
I look over and I nod.
We could give you some jam. Toasted jam. All right, we'll save you a piece. You come over whenever you want it.
Hey man, that's Gragnold. That sword's really cool. Can I have some toast?
Oh yeah, get Baeridin's making toast. Baeridin, is there enough toast for Nick?
Yeah, Nick, here's a piece of toast.
Oh, thank you, man.
It is delicious.
And Nick starts shoving some toast in his mouth and gets crumbs all through his beard.
John makes the best toast.
The secret ingredient is love.
Oh, I thought it was fire sword.
No, it's actually not fire. It's more like love.
The secret ingredient is love
So
sword.
it's my love sword.
Okay, let's avoid the phrasing. All right. This is a family show.
I'm more of a radiant just radiant sword, not a love sword.
Semantics.
Okay,
Radiant.
just checking.
Love. Holy light energy.
Well,
Mhm.
let's continue heading back to Mabu as quickly as we can. Drop off the finger bone or jaw bone or whatever the witch gave me to give to Lord Nori, and then get out of there.
So Baeridin is talking about Mabu like there's going to be a big parade, and like a whole bunch of celebration, and he's speculating about the size of the balloon that they're going to have fashioned after him. And he's getting really excited about the prospect of going back and getting to shake everybody's hands. And he's talking about proper etiquette when kissing babies. So,
Pull your beard.
What's a balloon?
It's like a really big monkey.
It's flying.
Yeah,
That's what he means.
but they dress them up like you, and they go around everywhere. I think they don't have tails. I think that's what makes them unique.
Like apes.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right, so you
done with
guys
you all.
get back on the river. Sorry, I'm just figuring out where you are as you travel.
Oh, you know where we are?
Yeah,
We're rolling.
you're rolling.
We're rolling down the river.
I thought you were going to say in the jungle, baby.
I thought we were going with they see me rolling.
Oh, well, in that
I'm
case,
rafting.
you see me rowing.
Rowing? I'm rafting?
Yeah. They see me rowing. They're rafting.
All right, so the next couple of days go by without too much incident as far as environmental things. So you guys are passing further and further into the jungle. The ground's still a little bit spongy as you move, but not so bad. And then anything that you guys would be concentrating on or wanting to do during this kind of, you're traveling, so it's not like you can build or craft anything, but anything you're keeping eyes out for, or want to talk about, or think on more, or study, or anything like that.
I want Don to teach me how to read.
Okay.
I continue thinking about the memory and meditating back on that. And at some point, I go up to Baeridin and I just pat him on the shoulder and say thank you, and then walk away.
My pleasure. I don't think Baeridin has any idea what he's thanking him for. That's okay. Baeridin doesn't need a reason. Baeridin's mostly spending, I think, this time studying animals and trying to learn new forms where he can, or new patterns. There's lots of new animals in the jungle that he's never seen before. And coming in, there wasn't really as much time for that.
Give me just a general survival check.
I think that's like a 25.
Oh, wow. So during we'll say 2 days, so we're just going to narrate through 2 days. You see several different types of snakes. Some of them looking poisonous, other ones looking more just like garter snakes. You do see one gigantic constricting snake that you could turn into. You also see all manner of insects that really catch your attention. The ones that I think Baeridin especially would get the biggest kick out of were the camouflaging ones. So ones that look like sticks. He finds a whole slew of different types of bugs that look like different types of leaves, getting ideas of how to wild shape into bugs that can camouflage as leaves. And sticks and other things. Also, you see, as far as mammals, some more just of like your standard kind of small, like howler monkeys. You see a few different types of mammals. There's just say it's a mongoose. You start seeing them. You figure out their tracks and different places that they can go. You do see a couple of larger cats, but they don't ever seem to come too close to you guys. But Tweedledee and Jenkins doing a good job of just being big and most animals not wanting to come too close. At one point, though, like on the opposite side of the river, you do see a panther sitting there, just kind of looking at you guys, sitting up in a tree. But it's more just kind of observing. But you get a good chance to get a really good look at it for wild shape purposes.
Are there any apes in the jungle?
You guys did see the Grillions, so the
Things that brachiate?
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Brachiate. That's how
Brachiate.
this movement is called brachiating.
Yeah.
Apes do it. Monkeys don't do it.
Yeah.
Monkey bars are really 8 bars. I used to work at the zoo.
That's cool. Yeah, you would have seen like some like orangutans, some other. At one point, you have like this shoot of fear as you see like this lighter colored large beast in the distance, but you do find that it's just a gorilla, but a bit of an older one. So it's got some silver in its fur, but no other Grillions or other monsters like that. So there's quite a few things that you see with that high of a roll.
But like overall, compared to the other stuff we fought in the jungle, not too dangerous.
Not too, I mean, dangerous, but like leaving you guys
alone if we leave it alone.
Yeah, more nothing that's seeing you guys as a food source, especially since you're so well protected with the 2 dinosaurs there.
Yay, Tweedledum and Jenkins!
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, Gragnold's loving it. Every new creature he sort of stops and stares at for as long as he can keep it in view. And
Baeridin?
Baeridin. That's it.
Yeah.
This happens a lot because Gragnold's actually an often name of an NPC that we use in our groups, and so I keep falling back to yes, Baeridin is loving it. He's loving learning all the new creatures and finding out about speculating about how
study of all the new forms he can shift into.
Yeah, and he does practice a few of them.
All right. Which would be some of the ones that he would practice while he's going along on?
He would definitely do the panther and the giant constrictor snake.
Okay.
And then
Dawn, you should know he turns into animals.
Yes, he's the nature magic.
Yep.
Do that. But one day while you guys are floating along on the barge, kind of just chatting, you look over and you see Baeridin kind of looking, nodding. And then all of a sudden his shape just shifts and this large constricting snake is suddenly sitting on the back of Tweedledum, who does not instantly bolt and freak out.
Yay! You might be getting better. Baeridin totally uses it to like scope out some of the water too, and like go down and dip in the water.
Into the water?
Use the form of the constrictor snake to be able to hold on to Tweedledum while still dipping in the water.
So you basically turning into an anaconda?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you look around under the water. You do see river crocodiles.
Oh.
There's a good number of them around, but again, they seem to be leaving you guys alone, mostly because a bunch of floating logs bound together doesn't look like food.
Teacher and gamer. Panther shape change. 30% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
Yes.
You
Iron Man or Anchorman reference.
Yeah. I don't think that makes any sense.
I stabbed a guy with a trident today.
I love lamp. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess like those would be pretty fun to look at too, but I wouldn't get too close to them.
Yeah. Like when you're the snakehead under the water, like they do kind of, one of them kind of starts swimming up towards you, and I'm assuming you bounce out of the water pretty quick.
Sure, and then go.
I'm on the side of the boat and I'm singing, "Anaconda don't, Anaconda don't, Anaconda don't."
Baeridin starts to get really hungry, and he goes to get some
buns.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
All right, so this is what Baeridin's doing for those couple of days, and
he's searching out for buns in the form of an anaconda.
Yeah.
And so Gragnold, since you're asking Dawn to teach you how to read, go ahead and just make an intelligence check, but with advantage.
13.
13. So over the course of the 2 days, you're able to start recognizing different letters of the alphabet and some more common words. So like the and in.
Ted is red.
Yeah.
He read Ted.
Do we hear Gragnold sounding out words?
Oh, yeah.
Red.
Word.
Red.
Yes.
Like my hair.
Yes. There you go. You're getting this. You're doing very well.
Immeral shakes his head and makes fun of Gragnold, but also pats him on the shoulder and says, "Way to go, buddy."
Good job, Greg.
Thanks, guys. I feel so supported.
And Emerald, over the next couple of days when you meditate, you notice that there's no new memories, but you just are working on sitting with sort of the discomfort and anxiety that comes up when you think about the ones that you've already experienced.
Oh my god. The Dawn Seeker just told Dawn Bringer, red rum. Yeah.
Behead.
So no new memories are coming up for Immeral.
Right. It's not like one of those things you feel like you've been through enough kind of shocks with it that you're taking some time just to process and to think.
Okay. I'm over the initial pain of the surprise of comfort and contentment.
Yeah.
Almost spit the words out.
Yes. Yeah. You're starting to feel a little bit more open and starting to be like, okay, there's got to be more.
Don't trust it. I don't trust comfort.
Yep. But on the third day, you got, so this would be day 4 of traveling, coming into your 4th night. You guys are making camp and kind of looking around, and specifically Immeral and Baeridin, you notice that one of the mongoose creatures is nearby, and it's not making any attempt to hide.
Mongoose creatures, like the ones we just randomly saw in the jungle, or okay.
Yes, these are mongoose. I mean, it's weaselly looking, but coming in towards you. So as go ahead and give me a perception check.
I will take my 22.
All right.
24.
Ooh.
Wow. Nice. Both of you guys notice 2 very distinct things about this. One is it is not moving like a creature would normally move. It's not skulking underneath things. It's actually moving straight towards your group. The other thing you guys notice is its eyes do not seem to be focused. It's almost like they're taxidermied in a way. It's still blinking, but it doesn't seem to be actually following or tracking onto anything as it moves.
Like it's just charging straight towards us, and
yeah, it's not running. It's moving. It's just kind of these deliberate steps coming forward towards the group of you. What do you all do?
Gelatinous cube in the general vicinity, kind of like a puppet.
Well, I tell it to halt.
Does it count as a ground creature? Can I talk to it?
Oh, you could try.
Hey there, buddy, calm down.
Doesn't seem to respond to being told halt. It doesn't seem to respond to.
I pull my sword out and get ready. Halt.
So at this point, where are you guys all standing?
Well, we're still on our. No, we're not on the raft. We've made camp.
Yep, you've made camp. So would everybody be kind of clustered around one another?
Yeah, basically, back to back, we faced each other. I drew my swords and shot the other. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So this thing's coming up closer and closer and closer, and kind of starts to move around you, Immeral.
Uh-huh.
Moving back in towards like the center of the group.
Is it so it's headed towards us, but it doesn't look like
But it's not threatening.
Or threatening.
It doesn't have its teeth bared. Its fur isn't up. There's nothing threateningly seeming about this.
I just read Teacher and Gamer's last line. It's coming right for us in Bill Paxton's voice.
Well, Teacher and Gamer is also quoting the famous druidic prophet Mixalat.
Mhm.
I think that's how we. I think that's how we talk about his name, Mixalat.
Yes.
Later knighted.
Yeah.
It keeps coming.
Okay, so it's now in the middle of the group.
It's moved around and it's standing in the middle of the group.
Just doing what?
It just stands there. Everybody make a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Wow, that's not great.
Oh, we're at the next number. Oh,
18.
Okay.
My character's
13.
All right. Gragnold, what'd you get?
Sorry, my page reloaded some point. Like, here she go. You said Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. And let me get Nick.
I got a natural 20 with a +8.
Nice. All
Do
right.
it!
Oh, hey. No, it's gonna stop.
Yes!
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, okay, that is worrying.
Can you roll MA for me, Immeral?
Oh, good lord. Okay, what's MA? Let's go back to this. I forgot about MA. Oh, not that she's much better. Oh, she got a 10.
Okay. All right. So as you guys are all standing around and looking down at this little mongoose, suddenly its head explodes. And out of the head cavity shoots up this cloud of spores. And you all just start coughing. Baeridin and Gragnold, you're able to quickly kind of turn your heads away. Like part of hunting and gathering up in the mountains, like you know that sometimes spores will just kind of pop out, and so you're more used to that. But Orbith, Immeral, Nick, and Ma all just inhale, and instantly you get this searing pain in your head. You feel completely ill. Orbith's like, oh God.
Shouldn't have done that.
What was that?
I'm just trying to hold it together.
Yeah, it's hard to breathe. These things have kind of embedded in your throat, and again, almost instantly, there's a humongous headache.
So MA is Air Ganassi. She just tries to hold her.
Oh, that's okay. Actually, she's Air. No, she wouldn't have known that this was coming. Okay, yeah, so she still feels. So she'll try to hold her breath, but she's still just in pain. It's like she has tears kind of coming down the side of her face from just like the pain of the headache. Emily, you feel it too. It's just like this throbbing behind your eyes. Nick's like, "Oh, guys, I don't like this. I don't. Oh, go. Somebody, something for my headache. I need.
Yeah, no, we're about to. I think Teacher and Gamer might be right. We're about to have a nasty little trip, aren't we? It's called mescaline.
And you hear in your mind, "Bring me over to Immeral right now."
Okay.
And put me in Immeral's hand.
Okay, here you go. Hold this. Sorry, done.
No problem.
Hey, I don't resist. I'm too focused on the fact that I'm choking.
Suddenly you feel this like surge of energy come from Dawn, and you feel you've had healing spells put on you before, and you can feel this healing come over you, and you can feel like these parts in your throat start to heal and close off. And
okay, all right, I'm starting to trust Dawn a little bit more.
The headache goes away.
Oh.
The others will need that too. I can only do that once a day, though.
Until the next dawn.
Yes.
Well, then what we're going to try and do is, do we have any idea what these spores were? Because let's throw some let's do something to, pour water down their throats or something.
Yeah, I was waiting to see, is this like going to be an ongoing attack thing, or did it just happen once? Like, are there more coming?
Make a perception check.
That's not as good. That is a 13.
13. You don't see any others around. This one wasn't really trying to hide or anything, so it was just coming straight out at you guys.
Okay, well, MA tries to use healing word on herself.
All right. She does a healing word, and it doesn't seem to be having any effect.
Oh, well, that sucks.
It's not just healing. It's can I it's like spores, right? Can
It was spores, yep.
Tell what kind of spores they are, or what kind of
go ahead and make a nature check. Nature or medicine. I'll let you.
I guess I'll go nature. That is a
Immeral's going to try and see
14.
if he can identify it using a medicine check as well.
Okay. So one of you can either roll with advantage or you both can roll. So we got a 14 from Baeridin.
You should do the medicine check. I got a 14 for nature.
Well, crap. I got a 9 total now.
Okay.
I think it's paying me back for the good rolls earlier. Good. God.
What you see as you poke through this, the brain seems to have been mostly eaten away. There's small little bits of fungus growing inside the skull what's left of the skull cavity, where these spores burst out of. Gragnold, are you around too?
Yeah, I'm
for this.
Watching this whole thing.
Yeah, just give me a nature check for you.
Modified 20.
Modified 20. All right, so you would be able to tell from your knowledge of plant life, fungus and everything. This is you've heard of things like this before, where there's certain different insects, different types of mushrooms and things where they spread through a host.
Oh yeah, like the slugs that go to the top of the tree, so a bird will eat it and then poop out spores, and then other bugs get in the poop with the spores in it. It's
exactly. Yes.
Brain exploded on us. It tried to make us hosts to go explode our brains other places.
Yeah.
How does he know this?
I make a lot of ale.
Yeah, and you actually dawn in your brain, in your mind. I think you're right. I think this is looking for other hosts. The other three, they need to be cured as soon as possible. You're looking at this too. It doesn't look like, best you can guess, this has been less than a week that this thing's been infected.
Can we just use you every dawn?
You could. It might be risky waiting that long, though.
What if we were to travel in one direction so far we could just reset the dawn a couple of times?
How about we try and find a local cure? Does water do any good?
Yeah, well, or can we find an herb that might help or something?
Does Baeridin know any healing spells?
I do.
Magic?
Baeridin, do you know any healing spells? Was that Dawn
Sure.
or was that the game master?
That was Dawn.
Dawn, sorry, Baeridin, do you know any healing spells? Dawn wants to know.
Sure. I'll cast. I'll drop a healing spirit.
Healing spirit. I need to pull that one up.
It's a level 2 spell.
I was hoping for hallucinations.
So
Why?
the spell, you cast the healing, you do the prayer or the healing spirit, and the other three kind of do a little dance around into it, and they're still coughing and still holding their heads, going, "No, it's making the headaches worse."
I don't think it's helping.
Yeah, it looks like it's making it worse. They just said that.
Well, that's why I thought it wasn't helping.
Try this cocoa powder.
Oh, look, we need. Is there anything that I don't know. This is Orbith talking. I need. This is. Let's
get get you to my boo.
Wait, she okay?
Hmm?
Well, I just heard her kind of trail off.
No, everyone's just like, they're in pain, and they're just not, like, they have tears streaming down their...
So we're getting the idea that this is some kind of infection, or like, do I recognize this as something that could be cured by, like, cure poison or something like that?
It seems to be like a condition. So it's not necessarily a loss of hit points. It's more they're being infected with something.
Right.
Well, then we need to let's find a cure, like, quickly. Let's get him down the river quickly.
Double team, double speed, fast as you can go. Dinosaurs.
Jenkins and Tweedledum. Let's get him moving.
Yeah.
I mean, how close are we to the city? Or is there anything that could help us? Are we still in the middle of it?
You guys are probably still a good week out, at least. So
booking it out of here doesn't really get us anywhere. We need to find a cure. We need to find something that's here.
Okay. Let's head into the jungle. Let's find a cure. We've got people down.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Dawn what her advice is.
If anybody knows another restoration spell, that's what I used. It seemed to work on Immeral.
Restoration?
Does anybody know any restoration spells?
That's a really good question.
I don't.
I guess I can. So I can't swap spells if I already memorized for the day, right?
Well, we're doing a thing of, if you didn't change them first thing in the morning, you can take time during the day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I forgot that we were doing that.
Yeah,
okay.
So if you didn't have a reason to change your spells at dawn, like, you can take time, like, in the middle of the day, like, where you just have to swap them out.
How long does it take?
It's 10 minutes per spell level, I believe.
Then I could learn Lesser Restoration.
All right. And that's 3rd level, I believe.
That's a 2nd level.
2nd level.
So Greater Restoration. Oh, that's 5th level. Yeah, I will. I'll sit down and say. I need 20 minutes. That's a long time.
Yeah.
I can cure them if you can give me 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's what. They're all just kind of laying down, like, clutching their heads. So, Baeridin, you sit down and start concentrating for the next 20 minutes on, it's like, forgetting one of your other spells as you remember the restoration spell. After 20 minutes, you go over, and who would you go to first?
I guess, so how many people are affected at this point?
3. And so it's Orbith, Nick, and M.A.
Okay. Then I guess I would probably do M.A. first.
Okay.
That's good, because M.A. also has some healing juju.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
All right. Yeah, so you go over to M.A. And cast a spell, and after a moment she, like, oh, thank you. Oh my god, what was that? That was creepy.
Yeah, I think we're under attack by spores. Mushroom people. Then I'll go up to Orbith and Nick and do each of them as well.
All right. So you spend the spells on each of them. Nick said, that was weird, man. I've heard about people like doing mushroom. That was not what I expected with mushrooms. I was expecting something good. I've heard good things about doing mushrooms. That was not good. I do not think we should do that again.
Yeah, I mean, probably not the best first experience. It seems like it went really poorly.
Yeah, I vote we shouldn't do that again. Next time a mongoose comes up, we should kill it from a distance.
I agree.
It seemed pretty strange. Is this something that happens a lot in the jungle here?
I've never heard of this before.
So is M.A. doing okay at this point?
She's okay at this point, yeah.
Okay, M.A. goes over and uses Lesser Restoration on everybody she can. She's got 3 slots to burn. Actually, technically, she's got 6 slots to burn if she wants to use level 3.
Okay. All right, so everybody gets another Lesser Restoration. All feeling really good. No lingering effects. Oberth says, I'd like to examine this. Can someone help me with it?
Okay. Orbith goes over nature is who's actually got some skill with this.
I do.
Skill with what? I got +4.
I'm gonna. Well, can Immeral use his investigation ability on this one?
Sure. You can use a little investigation. Well, you do investigation and nature.
Okay. Well,
What'd you-
nature's terrible. Investigation's a different matter.
Yeah.
Ooh, and investigation is still a terrible roll for 8.
8. Yeah, it's hard. Like, you're used to more humanoid creatures and things. Looking at this animal, like, it's really hard to tell like what's going on.
MA, on the other hand, gets an 18 on nature.
Nature. All right. Nature check. So, I might know this. Studying the inside of the head cavity, one thing MA would notice is that there is part of the brain that did not seem to be affected, which all of my psychologist friends here will be like, brainstem cerebellum area seems to be largely unaffected by this, so that it can still move.
So basically, the thing just attacked the neocortex.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome.
Is the
neocortex?
So we got infected with these spores. We know the headache's gone. Is the infection actually gone? Did the lesser restoration actually get rid of the spore infection?
Well,
or is there no way to really know?
If it was an effect, you tell them that it should have cured you all.
Actually, you know what? MA tries, knowing that it made an effect on the team, to use a lesser restoration slot on the corpse of the mongoose to see if it has any effect on the actual brain structure.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So what you can see is this, at this point, with the head exploded, the creature died. But with the lesser restoration, what you're seeing as looking inside the head cavity, the part of the brain that was unaffected, there is like some of it that's a little intact around that part. Mm-hmm. It starts to, the spores in that area die.
Oh, good. Okay, MA tells everyone that when I cast when I cast lesser restoration on everybody, and then the thing, slowing down, slow down, MA.
One word at a time, MA.
All right. So when I cast a spell on the dead body, all of the thingies went away inside the head. So we're guessing that the thingies will go away inside the head for us.
Seems pretty good to me.
That's good advice.
So I think we're in good shape then. We just need to make sure to avoid whatever caused this in the first place. Might have just been another exploding mongoose that infected this one. But
all right, so avoid the exploding mongoose. That's your plan here.
I think it's mongoose. Yeah.
MA's in the back. Yeah, no, that's a great plan. Let's avoid this explode. Slow down, MA.
Anything acting strangely, we avoid. I think that's decent advice. There seems to be more going on here.
Yeah.
Is that Dawn?
That's Dawn.
There seems to be more going on here, says Dawn.
All right, is that Dawn telling you that?
That's Dawn saying, well, I have some intuition, but yeah. Put a few words into my mouth, but she's very smart.
So I'm not even going to go there. All right, so let's continue into so they're all cured. We can move on.
No more sport.
No more spores.
But
good.
You need to remember it. That's how you remember. No more sport.
No more spores.
The jungle.
No more spores. Got it. That's
Is it still the middle? Is it still the middle of the night?
It wasn't the middle. You guys had just stopped, so it's like sunset right now.
Okay.
Let's see if we can continue moving down the river.
If you all wish to keep moving, you can use me to bring light so that we can see and not.
All right, let's do this.
I don't know that you need to make the sound effect the whole time.
But it's a nice touch, right?
It is. I mean, It's adding something.
Lightsaber.
So you guys
Because
have
it's not very heavy.
the bright light for, I think it's 60, and then another 60 feet of dim light. So you can see very well.
All right, so let's keep on rolling down the river.
It's like a beacon.
Actually, one last thing. Were there any particular tracks? This mongoose came from this one direction. It was deeper into the jungle, right?
Yes. It seemed like it was... give a straight nature check.
Yeah, I just want to see whether or not there's any indication from the tracks that the mongoose left. I wouldn't follow him very
Teacher
far,
and gamer.
but just a little bit. And you said straight nature.
Yep.
18.
18. With the other things that people have seen and noted about this, parasitic entities like this that are trying to infect others will seek out the best opportunity to infect as many new hosts as possible. So there's I think it's a type of wasp that lays larvae into the brains of another wasp and waits for that to get its head stuck inside of the hive before it will burst forward to infect the entire hive. So it's reminding you a lot of things like that.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a set of footprints that set this thing down to come after us or something like that. There was no other indication of something else necessarily other than this thing wandered from the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, you follow back where it came from a little bit as everybody else starts to load things back onto the barge, and you don't notice it. One thing you did see, though, is footprints were the trail was pretty easy to follow. It's not like a typical
Sure.
It was weird in that how straight of a line it was following. And it was sort of, once you get to one point where it starts to meander a little bit more, and so you're guessing where it kind of went to this point where it was just straight, is about the time you guys started making noise being on shore.
Okay. It might have just come for us because it figured out that we were here.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Then I just help load everything back up and get out onto the water, and then maybe suggest that we camp on the water next time.
Okay. So as you guys are going along, that was there. And again, sorry, I'm just trying to... I have a map up, and have a little stick to mark how far you can move in a day. And so I'm moving the stick along, so I know where you're at. It's actually about just past midnight, and it's with Dawnbringer out. It is very easy to see. You guys come across something familiar. The first village you encountered here.
What?
The abandoned village of Kurjan.
We're back in Kurjan?
Mm-hmm.
I find that encouraging.
So you guys know that if you recall, Kurjan was the furthest village out into the jungle. So if you're coming from the jungle back towards humanity, it would be the first village you would run into.
Was it the village that we went to that got attacked?
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, the one with the crazy wizard guy that
yes,
portal us in. And
I took his cocoa powder, I think.
Yeah. Is there anybody here? I think we got everybody out after that. But...
Yeah, you guys evacuated everybody. Do you want to stop and look around? Or?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's maybe a safer place to set up camp, too. I don't know how long...
Go up into the tower.
If it's the evening or whatever.
Yeah, it's past midnight, so it's really... Are you keeping Dawnbringer out as your, torch? Or...
Yes.
It's a good plan.
Could we check for footprints and stuff and see if anything has been...
Yeah, anything fresh.
Living here or experiencing any of that stuff?
All right, yeah, sure. So you guys pull up to one of the docks and tie up the raft. There's actually not too far into the village. There's actually a lean-to kind of thing that you can put Tweedledee and Jenkins into, where they actually have a little bit of shelter.
Emma, go take care of Tweedledee and Jenkins.
And she goes in there and is
Okay.
it comes out pretty quick. Ah! There's a snake in there. There's a snake. It's really big. It's really big. It's really big.
She sees a snake.
Yeah.
There's a big thingy. Coil thing snake.
She casts Dissonant Whispers on it, and it just slithers off. And
It's just a snake.
it's creepy.
Calm down, Emmy.
All right. Who's
Emma,
going
go
to
take care of it.
Who's going to go look for tracks and things?
I have pretty good survival.
Okay.
If we're using that as a
Yep. Yeah. Go ahead and make a survival check.
I rolled earlier. I got a 14.
14. All right.
I'll try and look for tracks as well.
Okay. So you can enroll with advantage, Gragnold, or you can do a separate check.
Oh, and you should roll with advantage.
I got the same. 14.
14 again. So you see some. There's definitely like a lot of animal tracks and things from different creatures that have been in the area. The jungle pretty quick, even though it's only been a few weeks. There's a lot of vines. A lot of things are starting to creep into the area. With your passive perception, Immeral, you do hear off the distance. Oh no, it's not a natural light.
Wait, I tell everybody quiet. Quiet. This needs quiet.
Anything. I'm hearing you.
Throw another rock at him.
He's very grouchy, isn't he?
Yes, he is. That's why we gotta put you inside him. I turned the put Dawn away.
What do I hear now?
All right.
Just roll a 22 for perception.
22 for perception. It's very faint, but off in the distance, you can hear a little bit of shuffling some branches as though someone's moving through the trees.
I try and drop and sneak around it.
All right, it's coming. It's still a distance away, but so you're going to try to sneak into the jungle?
Oh yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check.
That's not a great roll, but I still got a 21.
Wow.
21. All right. And
Hooray for plus 11s.
hold on a moment. I pulled up the wrong thing. Wisdom.
Yes, somebody did poison the water hole.
All right. Yes, you're able to move through the jungle pretty quickly without any issues. It takes your eyes a few minutes to adjust after having been so long in the light of Dawnbringer. But as you start moving towards where you hear the sounds, you're moving up to what you recognize to be Fizzbang's tower.
Okay. And what do I see around it?
You see coming down the pathway, you see 3 cloaked figures making their way down. What's that like? Cares, we just need to get these things and get out of here. Something's wrong.
I'm actually going to throw something as silently as I can to make noise about 30 feet in front of them to try and pinch them in.
Okay, go ahead and roll, just do a ranged attack roll.
You do have all these rocks that you keep throwing at Gragnold. I assume it's one of those.
Yeah, he's got like a...
You have
15?
You have an unlimited number of pebbles, but they can only be used to be thrown at Gragnold.
Yeah.
I pulled them from the pebble dimension. It's a slight...
Yeah, you've got like it's a new magic item that is just endless pebbles.
Yeah.
I assume there's a pebble or something at my feet.
Yeah. So you rolled how much? Sorry.
15.
15. So this rock lands not too far off, and one of them points to the other two. And you see the other two kind of go into a defensive stance that pull out their short swords, and each of them going off into the path to the side.
Does one of them walk towards me?
One of them is making their way in your general direction.
Oh, I ambush the hell out of that one as soon as it gets near me. And then I choke it. I put it in sleeper hold.
All right, so you're doing an unarmored attack?
I am.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Do I get advantage on this one? Because I'm doing it from sneak?
Yeah, this is a sneak attack. Yep, you do get advantage.
That is a... Oh, I have advantage. That's even better. That's good I had advantage. So that was a 16.
16, you managed to hit.
Okay, and I'm trying to just figure 4, sleeper hold. I'm choking him out.
Okay. So that's going to be basically like a grapple check. So do athletics against their strength.
God, we got to come up with some rules for this, because this is not a strength-based attack.
But getting him into the 4 and holding on to that, like that, he's going to be struggling against it. That's strength, man.
Yeah, but I know leverage. There's anatomy. Wait, I rolled a 17.
You rolled an 18.
Do I get anything for the sneak attack?
I'll say that. Roll your sneak attack dice.
That gives me another 5.
Okay, so we'll say you got him into the sleep, like just because like he was surprised he's in that sleeper hold. He's gonna struggle against you because he's not gonna go out instantly. It will be 1 round at least of struggle. That's an 8. He's stuck. All right. And just after a moment,
what's happening over here?
No.
Do Baeridin and I know what? We have any idea what's happening? Or are we far enough away?
I snuck off.
We can't see.
Yeah, Immeral went into the bushes and snuck off.
Baeridin is chasing the snake along with M.A.
All right, Baeridin's trying to find the snake that's slithered off into the underbrush.
He's not really afraid of it or anything. He's just having a great time chasing after a snake.
Nick's kind of looking around. It's like, hey, man, it's a pretty cool village. It's like really well made. Look at that.
Should have been here before. It was full of people.
Oh
yeah, Baeridin's not being quiet in any way.
Yeah.
Gragnold's like.
All right, so
it's like a little kid chasing down a snake. It's like,
then as you are doing this, as you are down there, kind of making these noises, lights extinguished. Baeridin's where?
He's in. I guess he's just in the village or just outside the village. Maybe. I doubt he would have wandered too far into the forest, into the jungle.
Okay. Uh, 19.
Versus AC.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely hit.
All right.
11 or something.
All right. So you take.
Oh no, I have a 15 AC. That was a much higher AC than I thought.
4 piercing damage.
Ow!
As this arrow comes flying out of the darkness, and let's go ahead and roll some initiative.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna change up the music.
Woo!
Where it says.
That
Bump.
snake shot me with an arrow.
Ah, that's really loud. All right. So I'm going to keep initiative. Oh, that's not initiative. Hello. All right. Let's just go around Gragnold.
I got 13.
13. All right. Immeral.
17.
All righty. Baeridin.
16.
I think I misspelled your character's name. Sorry.
That's okay. I do it all the time.
MA.
22.
All right, and now I have to roll a bunch.
Yeah, except for the fact that one of them's taken out. In a sleeper
20. Nick rolled really well.
He in a sleeper hole.
All right. And Orbith gets a +2. 15. Nice.
Have we rested from when we cast restoration and stuff like that?
No, you guys have not had a rest since that. And they're gonna get. Ha! To believe that is it. Alrighty. So, top of the round. What has happened here is how loud is the music for you guys?
Not loud at all.
Not loud at all.
Really? It's super loud for me. Okay, I'm just
I
gonna.
also have mine turned down.
Okay. It's super loud for me. Okay, anyway. So, what has happened here is as you guys were. Sorry, I just gotta do that. All right. Standing around the jungle, this arrow comes shooting out of Baeridin. Would he have made a sound when he got hit?
Yeah, I think he would have gone like, "Ow!"
All right.
And then he would say, "That snake shot me with an arrow."
All right. So, Immeral, as you just get this guy choked out and he is gone, you hear Baeridin call that out. Nick kind of turns around and is like, "Oh man, what's going?" And he pulls out his bow, he's gonna use his bow, and he's gonna hold his action just to wait and see if he can see anybody coming there. MA.
So what does MA see happening?
So she's with Baeridin and just saw this arrow come flying out of the darkness and hit him.
Okay, well then MA is going to try and do something else. Huh. She can't really see it coming from any place?
Have her make a perception check.
Okay. What is her perception? That's a good question. It's not awful. 14.
14. She can't see the person who fired this arrow, but she sees the general direction it came from.
Okay. So, I forget. Does anybody remember off the top of their head how Cloud of Dagger works?
I think it's a 5-foot cube of daggers. And
Yeah.
I thought so. I didn't think it was much bigger than that.
I think that's right.
Okay, well then...
Some D4s, I think, start of their turn.
I'm going to just... You know what? She's going to charge off into that direction.
Okay.
With her short sword drawn.
All right, so...
Her rapier at the ready.
Her rapier at the ready. So as she comes out from... Sorry, I have got to turn that down. I can't hear you guys well. As she comes around the corner with her rapier, she does see this guy in like these dark robes. He has a hood, but it's down right now. Kind of a scraggly looking guy standing before her.
Okay.
So she's close enough she could attack if she wants to.
She actually casts Cloud of Dagger.
All right. What's the save on that?
No, Cloud of Daggers, where is it? No, go back there. Cloud of Daggers. Oh, I just lost it. Of course I did. Cloud of Daggers. Come on. That is 4d plus 4 slashing damage in the cube. As soon as it loads. Sorry, my computer's being difficult right now.
No worries. Technical issues are the point of streams.
There is no save on that. It's
okay.
just in 4. It's just or starts its turn whenever it starts its turn there.
Okay, so at the start of their turn, it'll take damage.
Yeah, 44 damage.
All right, awesome. Good to know. All right.
Actually, make that 64. She casts it at level 3.
Does she have any level 3 left after all of the
restoration
spells?
How many restoration spells did she need?
Technically, she didn't need any. Everybody was... She did the one, though, on the...
Then she's definitely got some level 3 left.
Okay.
But either way, that's 6d4 damage now.
All right. Good to know. So, Immeral, you've just knocked this guy out. He's unconscious. He probably got a little while. If someone comes along and rouses him in the next little bit, he'll be up. But
Do I notice any markings on him that I recognize?
give me a quick perception check.
23.
23. You do see it sort of weird. It almost looks like a mushroom type medallion on the necklace.
But I don't recognize it.
It's no, I guess you would recognize that. It's the symbol of, I can never remember the name of this one. Zigamati.
Zigamati.
Or Zigamati. I don't even know.
Sugar.
I'll put it in the chat because Lord knows I can't pronounce.
Zig ah. If you want to be my clubber.
Yeah.
So, okay, but do I know anything about this Zigamonti?
You know it's a demon.
Oh, great, demon. Kill it.
Tomoy.
So do I see any of the other ones ahead of me?
Sounds French.
No, the one on the path went out of sight.
Really?
Okay. So then I try to creep along until I find it.
All right, go ahead and make a stealth check.
26.
Alrighty. So as you move down, you can see 30 feet beyond. So as you move your full 30 feet down, you see about another 20 feet ahead of you, another one of these guys with MA standing about 10 feet back and having just cast a spell at this guy.
Okay, so as I move my full 45 feet,
Aha.
because elf monk. So it's basically like 10 feet in front of me.
Mhm.
Good to know. So I position myself in such a way that if it runs away from the cloud of daggers I just saw, it runs into my fist.
Okay. All right. So you're just holding an action to do an unarmored attack if he starts to run up towards you.
Basically, boom!
All right. Readying the clothesline.
Yep.
All right. Baeridin, you just got shot, and MA ran off.
Did I see where I got shot from? Can I pick a direction at least?
MA ran in the direction of it, so.
Oh, okay. Oh man, the temptation to do this is so good. Yeah, I'm going to cast Conjure Animals.
Okay.
Conjure a swarm of poisonous snakes, and then turn myself into a giant constrictor snake and travel along with the swarm of poisonous snakes in the direction.
Okay.
So I am now a giant snake surrounded by smaller snakes.
So with this spell, do the animals, they'll just follow your command?
Yeah.
How does it read?
It says, they're friendly to you and your companions. Roll initiative for the summon creatures. I guess you can.
They're just going to go on yours.
Yeah. It says they obey any verbal commands you issue to them.
Okay.
I assume that as a snake, I can continue to issue them verbal.
Yeah, I'll say as you turn into a snake and not like a panther or something. Yeah, you can still give them commands. All right, so you guys all move up. What's the movement speed of the snakes?
They and I all have a movement speed of 30 feet.
All right, so you able to get up by MA, who has just cast Cloud Daggers. You see this guy in front of you. All the snakes can get to it if you want to, but you also do see this swirling cloud of magic in front of this guy.
Okay, so what I'd really love to do is this guy's in the middle of this cloud of daggers, right?
Yeah.
Can me and the other snakes all surround the cloud of daggers so that if he leaves the cloud of daggers, he's now in a cloud of poisonous snakes?
I will allow it, yeah. So just outside the cloud of daggers, there's now a cloud of poisonous snakes, readying to bite, I'm assuming, should he run.
If the snakes come across you, Immeral, they wink at you. But all is like one big group.
All right, Orbith on his turn. So he was standing watch. He's going to come running up, and he will see this, and he's going to go ahead and Hunter's Mark that guy who is in the cloud of daggers, and his world's about to hurt. He's going to use his longbow. Rolls a 19, so it's a 25.
Oh.
5, 6, 7, 8. It's another 6, so 14 points of damage.
I think I'm going to call this move the Danger Spaghetti Ball.
Can we just call it the Cuisinart?
All right, that's Orbit's turn. Gragnold, your turn.
So, I'm going to ask Dawn in my mind if we should attack these guys, because I know that she's not allowed to purge light from the world. I don't really know who these guys are. I'm curious if these guys are exploring this. Maybe they live here. I don't know. Maybe
I'm sensing evil from these beings.
All right. Will you help me cut their heads off?
Gladly.
Do I hear Gragnold having a conversation concluding with, "When we'll cut their heads off"?
I think you would hear that, like, I could cut their heads off. So
I am not sure exactly where we are relative to each other, but I'm going to go to the next person, nearest person who's not in a pool of Cuisinart spaghetti.
All right.
And
you start running up the pathway. You do come across. So you're calling forth Dawn, or
I think I might use it as an element of surprise.
All right. So running up the pathway, you don't see anybody but this one guy presently who's in the bad spaghetti.
Well,
bad spaghetti.
I don't want to attack the guy.
Bad.
Because he's in the Cuisinart. So the other guy was being choke held by Immeral, and then there was a third one, right?
He down.
He's down.
Okay.
Yeah, he's down. You don't. Gragnold doesn't know that there's a third one. You only see this one right now.
Okay. Then I think I'm gonna go to. Can I see the one that's down?
No, he's off the path. He's back another 40 feet.
I'm a ninja.
I just want to tie him up. Okay. Well, then I'm gonna hold then and see if, I'll be on the ready
see how this
for the bad spaghetti bad spaghetti Cuisinart and see how that shakes out.
Alrighty.
Actually, I'm assuming this guy can see me, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
his
the
eyes are
guy's
kind
in
of
a
wide.
bad spaghetti Cuisinart. So
Yeah.
then I think I will light the Dawn Bringer and hold her over my flaming sword over my head as an intimidation technique. So, you got snakes, venomous snakes, constrictor snake, both both pillar. Yeah. Then the swirling blades, and now a shirtless, angry dwarf holding a flaming sword.
Yarr!
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
Are you still opposite to where Immeral is, so that if he decides to run away from you, he just runs right into Immeral who's still hidden?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know that strategy, but I'm just running up to him, hoping for that.
Yeah.
Intimidation with advantage, you said?
Yep.
But I deliberately position myself behind.
And you can use strength for this intimidation.
On the other side, you're on.
Yeah, because I knew you. I figured you all were going to attack.
Yeah.
That was a 10.
10. Okay. Did you use strength?
Even with strength. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
My first time with Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right.
Oh, yeah. As you activate the Dawnbringer, it's a little too. You're kind of So the effect kind of gets lost a little bit with the fact that you squinchy back from your own sword. That will bring it to their turn. All right. So the guy that you could see in the Cuisinart there, what's the damage that he takes from the 15? All right.
15, 64.
Whew. And he's going to turn and try to run. So poisonous snakes, go ahead and make an attack of opportunity. Well, the held action there.
13 to hit.
Unfortunately, it's going to miss. So as he's jumping by these snakes, they don't hit. Emerald, make your attack.
Okay. And this one is with the sword.
Okay. Well, no, you said you were readying the attack with unarmored.
Oh, damn. Okay, yes. Do I get a
Baeridin
full attack
also-
action on this?
Oh, hold on. What was your question?
Does Baeridin also get a attack?
Where would a Baeridin have been? Because
he was just in the pile of stuff. So I
You could
don't
do-
know, I don't know if he would have been in the right position.
yeah, you can roll 1 too. Go ahead and roll. We'll roll Emeralds first.
Okay.
So do I get a full attack action?
Yes. You can attack. You can punch twice.
Ha, 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 ha. And then my follow-up. All right. So, boom. Oh, 25.
25 will hit.
And so that would be just I spinning hook kick with my heel. Boom!
All right.
So it's a 25 with the spinning heel. And then he takes 8 damage to that one. And as I plant the foot down, I follow it up with a left hook
All right.
for a 19.
All right. Easy enough. So he didn't have that many hit points left. So as you kick him twice, just and he's down on the ground unconscious.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right. Emerald, you do hear from behind you the sounds of 2 others coming, and
2 others.
closest. So one's going to be a 10, which is going to miss you, but the natural 20, I believe, will hit.
With what?
This is an arrow coming at you.
Okay. How much damage does it do?
7,
Because I haven't used my bonus action. This is my reaction.
11. So 11 points of piercing damage with a crit.
11 points of piercing damage. You know, that's really adorable. That is so adorable. Let's see. Let's go up to this because I haven't gotten to do this in a while. 1d10 plus my dex modifier plus my monk level. So 5 plus 13. I negate all the damage.
All right.
Arrow.
Catch a crit. That's awesome.
I catch a critical arrow. I use 1 key point to throw it back.
All right, go for it.
Oh, please be a crit. Please be a crit.
And I got a 24 on that attack roll.
That will hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
For 9 damage.
9 damage. All right. So this guy centers in on you, goes to fire, is positive this is going to just drill right into you, but you manage just to catch it and fling it back right into his arm. It's
Ooh, this is
You
all
care to give up yet?
all right at the same time as you just beat up that guy.
yeah. You kick this guy twice and like catch this arrow, and just, you're having this moment of like, I feel cool.
Oh my god, this is the action sequence that should have been in Iron Fist.
Yeah. And so I just shout at him as I know that arrow landed. We will accept your surrender.
Nick is like, oh, so are we fighting? Are we?
Oh, get with the program, Nick.
Right. And he's gonna shoot the guy that just got hit with the arrow for 17, which will hit. And his arrows do what? 6 plus 4. 6 points. All right. M.A.
MA, knowing that first one went down, is going to use... Oh. Somebody cue the saxophone because we about to hear some dissonant whispers.
All right.
And she is going to cast this one at level 3.
I
Wow.
actually kind of imagine it a little like who's the guy who plays all the smooth jazz?
Kenny G.
Who's it with the what that?
Kenny G.
Are you talking about Kenny G?
Yeah.
Kenny G.
Yeah.
All right.
Kenny
Is she
G.
doing-
That's how I pictured it.
Wait, it's Kenny G on Dissonant Whispers.
Yeah.
You take that back.
I know,
Yeah.
that's what I'm picturing. That's how I-
Unless Kenny
Is
G.
she going
does
against
this
the
for
guy
you.
who's been
We
hurt
love-
already, or the one who hasn't been hurt yet?
We're going to go for the one who hasn't been hurt yet.
All right, so this is a wisdom save, which I think is going to fail. So 9 plus 1, 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Fails.
needed a 15 on that. And
All right.
it's going to be 5d6 psychic damage.
All right.
That is 3. Ooh, 9. Oh, 15. Ah, 21.
Gee. All
22.
right. Wow. 22.
22.
All 22 psychic. All right. So Emma just kind of pulls out her lute, ching, does this off-sounding chord, and it just hits this guy, and he starts holding his head as he runs
Feels
back.
like we're standing here on the mountain, and I'm toppling down on the edge of my.
All right, so Emerald, these guys are about 15 feet behind you. One of them coming out from the other side of the bushes, and one of them coming down the path.
Okay.
The one that was coming down the path just ran another 30 feet back up the path.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
Okay, well, then this is going to be fun and interesting. So the one that just got hit, the one that I threw the arrow at?
Yeah.
So
He's the one in the bushes, yeah.
Okay, but I see him?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I am going... So the one that's running away just ran 30 feet. There were 15. I can catch up with him. Easily. So I do that and attack him in the back.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack.
With my sword. I'll take a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
And with my sword for 8 more damage.
8 damage. All right, so coming up behind, just slicing into him. For your second attack?
Same thing.
All right, go for it.
And that is a 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
And would I have advantage or sneak attack on the first hit? He's running away.
He's running away. I'll allow it because real cool. Yeah, that would make sense.
All right, that's 2 more damage then. And then on the second attack, it's a 17. So it's 10 damage to him plus another 6.
So 6 more damage.
And then the follow up, I'm going to do an ankle stomp or try and hook him.
Okay.
And that is sadly only a 10. It was a tricky attack.
Yeah, that did not hit, unfortunately. All right, but he's not looking good at all. So Immeral kind of comes up and just slices into him a couple of times with the short sword, tries to go to kick at him, but actually he stumbles out of your way. It's not that he was able to dodge you, but he's so hurt that he actually just kind of stumbled away. That brings us to Snaky Baeridin and the Snaky Friends.
Are any of the guys in range for 30 feet?
Yeah, the one who got the arrow thrown back in his face.
Awesome. Time for some poison snake bites.
All right.
The swarm's going to head over in that direction.
Okay.
Bite it in with a 19 to hit.
19 definitely hits.
So he has to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
Rolled a natural 20.
Okay. So he still takes... I see. Okay. Let's see. That's 4, and then another... Takes 4 piercing and then another 9 poison.
13 total.
And then I'll go up and attack him as a giant constrictor.
You actually don't need to. So as you're going, go, bite, and you're like looking forward to making this first attack as a constrictor, this swarm of snakes just comes over him and starts biting every inch of exposed skin, and he just seizes up with the poison and just perishes.
I picture him like Nicolas Cage.
It's an Indiana Jones.
I hate snakes.
Nick Cage. With bees.
Yeah. All right. Not seeing anybody necessarily chase Orbis, just going to kind of stand up and ready his attack just in case anybody comes.
I guess I'll go crawl into the pile of snakes so that I'm like well hidden or immersed in a big
you're amongst this really gross pile of snakes.
Yeah.
All right. Gragnold.
As well as keep an eye out because both the swarm and me have blind sight 10.
All right.
I don't think I know that there's anybody else here. So I will let out my barbaric yawp and scare everybody else away. If there's anybody else.
All right. Sorry, I got invaded by a 3-year-old. All right.
We still got the one that I incapacitated. We need to question him.
If you said that to me, then I'll know that and I can go get him.
Yeah, well, I say that out loud now that I think everybody's down.
Cool. I'm going to go around that guy, then I won't just barbaric yawp. I'll actually go find that guy.
All right. So on their turn, the guy that's right in front of Immeral, because he's just holding on. He's going to go ahead and try to attack you.
Oh, this should be funny.
With a critical fail, so that's not going to happen.
That's hilarious.
But you do hear him call out, like, Take the prisoner! Run!
Sorry, the what?
Prisoner.
Prisoner.
That's not great.
And... Okay. And... How would you guys have come? I would say off in the distance, Immeral, anybody who has passive of probably 13 or better, you hear the sound of like some crashing in the distance, like furniture crashing. Sort of an odd sound. You haven't heard it sound like that kind of normal in a while. On his turn, Nick's kind of like, so, but what are we doing?
We got them all. We're all dead.
Right. Good. M.A.?
So Emma hears them all off in the distance?
If her passive perception is 13 or better, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She tries to make it around to go for the... go towards that sound.
Yeah. And actually, Nick would have heard that too, so I think he would have run off in that direction.
Where are you guys going?
Nick would have... And I think actually, I'm going to retcon Nick's turn real quick. Oh, yeah. There's crashing furniture up there. Let's go.
Save the furniture.
Okay. So let's go.
Get behead furniture.
Gragnold, come on, man. I think there's something for you to behead up here.
All right.
Okay, well, then
All right. I had the same direction.
Andiamo, let's move it.
All right. So, Immeral, you still do have that one guy in front of you who's barely standing.
So was that the guy who mentioned the kidnapping or the
And he said, "Take the prisoner and run."
prisoner? Yeah. He said that to somebody else.
He
No,
called
okay.
out. He yelled it out, so you guys all heard it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so-
I thought it was just Emerald. Okay.
Then
No,
here's
he-
what happens. I punch him good with the hilt of my sword,
Okay.
and then I try and go past him as soon as I knock him out.
Just make an attack roll. You don't have to roll. He has 2 hit points
2.
left. Yeah, that hit. Okay, don't even bother with damage. He has 2
Okay,
hit
cool.
points
As soon as he's down, I go past 45 feet.
Huh.
left. All right, so we're gonna go out of initiative order for just a moment as you guys start making your way. Ooh, how do you roll? Not that great. As you are making your way up, using dash actions to run up, bringing Dawn, making the pathway up towards the tower very light, you guys hear more sounds of a struggle. Ooh. Sounding like there's... You can't make out how many, but it definitely sounds like they're trying to force somebody along. As you come up around the corner, you see 2 more of these hooded figures with a small kind of wizened person between them who's putting up a hell of a fight right now to not go anywhere. Immeral, you obviously would get there first with your super monk speed.
Okay.
So...
Then I tell them, how far away from the boat am I?
From the boat, or?
Yeah, or from where they're trying to get to.
Yeah, you don't see where they're trying. So if you remember, Fizzbank's Tower's back up in the jungle a little bit more. It was separated, so it's, away from the river. They're just trying to pull him. They're at the door. They're trying to pull him out of the tower right now. It looks like they were inside, and they've been having a hell of a time getting him out.
How far away am I?
About 20 feet.
Then I just... do they notice me?
Yeah, they see you as you come up.
Well,
Because
then
Gragnold's not all that far behind, and there is a lot of bright light.
I just tell them, you gotta let him go. No? Do they react to that at all?
Make a persuasion check.
Guys, you gotta let him go. We took care of the rest of your crew. This is just not a good idea. You're outnumbered by a lot. And nope, I definitely am glad I have advantage on that because of Dr. V's best of BS.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad I had advantage on that. That is 19.
All right. So as the rest of you are catching up, so I'll say this round is where everybody else catches up. All right.
The guy who told you to run said that right before I knocked him out.
What you see is they kind of look at each other. One shoves the hand of this guy towards the other one. He comes up and just punches this guy clear in the head, knocking the prisoner out, and he crumples down to the ground, but they both take off, leaving the prisoner behind.
Okay, let's talk to Fizzbang or whatever.
And as you guys all come up bringing the... sorry, just trying to switch up the music here out of combat. Gragnold, you didn't get to behead anybody.
Can we chase those guys down? I'm thirsty for the
beheading.
Yeah.
blood of the evil people.
Well, because it is 6 and we're at our time. We'll start off with that at the next game. But as you guys...
I promised you an adventure.
As you guys come up, Immeral, as you go up, you do recognize that this form, currently knocked out and bleeding quite terribly from the temple, is a very emaciated, beaten, and bloodied Fizzbang.
Okay, well, I get Emma to come heal him.
All right.
She uses healing word.
So as she heals him, and he kind of, his eyes flutter a little bit, and he just kind of has a hard time focusing. I know you. You're that friend of the dragon lady. As he falls asleep. And that is where we will end things tonight.
Awesome. Well done.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Perfect.
Can't wait to see what happens next. We'll be back here in a couple weeks. So,
And thank you to Teacher Gamer and Dawn
welcome back,
Seeker.
Teacher and Gamer.
Oh, we can't forget the Dawn Seeker
And Dawn Seeker.
Oh, who else had some
Casey.
comments in this one? Oh, Ali, Kitsy. Getting anybody? Yeah. Come on back next time, gang.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, chat,
Thank you
so
so
much
much,
for being with us and sharing along this little adventure as everybody. So we're trying to make our way back to civilization and figure out what the hell's going on
Someday.
someday. But thank you so much, everyone. Take care, and we will see you all soon.
Yeah.